Yes, we are Tottenham till we die. And good evening and welcome to another episode on THFC Till I Die. Here with me tonight, as I know now in on the Irish Hotspur and the Spurs talk show as Dermatron. So I might as well start with it and just keep it because I quite like the nickname. And my usual co-host Ellie is coming. She's running a bit late, but she'll be here. But with me is a legend of our sister channel, all the way from Denver, Colorado, in the great United States of America. He's there wearing the Spurs Colorado t-shirt. He done a stream last night on our sister channel, Mile High Hotspur. Leo, how are you today, sir? And a good win today for Spurs, wasn't it?
No, Dermatron. I like it, bro. I'm gonna roll with it too, my homie. Dermatron. I like that. Um, wonderful game. Wonderful game. You and I talked a little bit about it earlier.
Mm,
But look, it doesn't matter what point of view you have on the game, as long as we get the 3 points, all
mm,
that could go off to the side, you know. But the good thing is that the lads pulled it out. It was a convincing win. You know,
mm.
we did go up a little early and we did hold the lead. Guys, another clean sheet, so it's a
Yeah.
good game.
And Ellie, look who's just popped in. It's the Queen Ellie. Ellie, how are
Yeah,
you? 2-0 to
yeah.
Spurs. Double
Oh,
Harry Kane. He goes third in the all-time list in the Premier League.
yeah,
187 goals, equals with Andy Cole, who played for Newcastle and Manchester United, and
yeah,
he's down after Wayne Rooney and Alan Shearer. A win is a win, isn't it, Ellie?
yeah. We got it over the line. That's the
Mm-hmm.
main thing. It would have been nice if we played a little bit more pretty football. But the thing is, Conte's style is to be strong, resilient,
Mm-hmm.
and just pick teams off. Sorry,
Yeah,
so that we get the victory and the
mm,
3 points. Nobody's going to remember how we played in 3, 4, 5 years.
yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
they'll remember in 3 or 4 weeks. But the main thing, the 3 points,
Mm.
we're in contention at the top. I think we're third now, and
Joint
we're
second,
keeping.
Ellie. Joint
Yeah,
second.
it really is joint second. It's
Mm.
only on goal difference.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm happy.
yeah. As tonight has been a great start. I mean, we're unbeaten in our last 9 games since last April. So that's six
Yeah,
wins and 3 draws. And I mean that's a good end to the last season, a good start to this season. It's
yeah.
coming in. But we'll say quickly before we get into the show, a few hello to the people that have joined us. Carl Simpson,
Nice.
big up, Carl.
Come on, Carl.
And he says, "Good
Big
evening,
up.
guys. The day's always better after Spurs win." Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Andrew Gregory, evening Dermot, evening Andrew. Thank you for coming up. Carl Simpson says,
Brilliant.
"Big up, Leo," and so,
Yes.
and he also Andrew says, "Big up, evening Ellie," and then
Evening, Andrew.
Wilton McDonald, I am in.
Oh, I
Wilton,
love
it's
him.
great to see you here. I know you don't watch the games live, and I know you probably watch it later, but you left a message. I did get back to you, but great you're in and welcome to the show tonight.
Yeah.
Right, well, we'll get into it. We've got a bit in breaking news. I know we've got one more comment. Somebody's
I've got
just
some breaking news. David's coming on in 20 minutes. The Irish Hotspur.
see, and also for me and Ellie, I want to thank every one of you. We reached 600 subs during the watch along, and we
Yes.
want to thank
Come
every
on.
one of you for getting us there. Now the march is on to 1,000, and let's
Yeah.
see can we get there before the World Cup. There you go.
Yeah. That'd be
We've
awesome.
got Andrew Gregory, sorry, Anthony. Anthony Gray, I think we'll see some rotation now. The game's coming up close together, starting with West Ham. It'll be interesting how the rotation works out. Yeah, isn't it, Ellie?
Yeah.
Isn't it? What's it? It's 7 games in 21 days or something like that. It
Yeah.
worked out. Um,
Yeah. So
before we
we've
get
got to
into that
rotate.
match today, how do you think the rotation is going to work? Who do you think? Who
Um,
do you think?
I
Uh,
think it. I think he's going to rest a few players.
mm,
Um, Probably Sonny might get a rest.
hmm
Hoybier and Bentancur, maybe Basuma will come in the midfield. Probably Jed Spence will appear as well because he got a few minutes on the pitch today. I'm hoping that I can see Jed Spence because I like what I saw in the first few minutes that he came on. He was very progressive, and he nearly scored as well.
He did,
Yes, yeah. He
He looks
has to
fast.
rotate to give players a rest.
And you, Leo, how do you see the rotation going to start? Oh, what do you think for the West Ham
It's
game on Wednesday? How will it start then?
Yeah, look, guys, I've been calling for rotation starting with this game. I did make a couple of comments saying that maybe I don't know, I don't want to dive into something else that you might not want to talk about or something, but I wanted Sonny to come off the bench for
Hmm.
rotation purposes. And so now I'm gonna go
Yeah,
for the same thing this week coming up. You know, I want to see more of a Charlison, so I want to see the
Yeah.
rotation there. I want to see more of Basuma, so I want to see the rotation. I definitely want to see some more of Jed Spence. He looks like a quick young, a quick,
Hmm.
quick young lad. Ellie, I don't know if you were there and seen it in person. You know, you got to see off the ball movements and stuff like that. So
yeah,
the guy looks fast.
Hmm.
It's rotation's a must. Um, the congestion of fixtures coming up soon is going to be definitely something we have to cope with,
yeah,
and some of our
yeah,
star players are going to have to be okay with going on the bench for a game. It's not because you're bad; it's just because the rest of the players need their time too.
yeah,
Well, my view on that is I have a different view. I think you need to keep playing players to get out of bad form. I think for me, it's an old. I think Ellie will remember this in the 80s. You
mm,
have to. There was no limit. You keep playing players. Son didn't play that bad today. He had a few good chances to score, and I think there's a lot of people
yeah,
saying Charleston should come in and now. And there's something Dave said on his show, and I agree with. You know, it's like Richarlison's the new toy, but don't forget we have a Golden Boot winner in our team. We've got
yeah,
two Golden Boot winners, Harry Kane
yeah,
and Son. Once Son gets going, it took an awful lot out of him last season, and maybe he's just going through his little bye patch at the start of the season. I agree what you
yeah,
say, Leo. I understand what you're saying, and you're right. Rotation is key, but I think we have to rotate the right players. We have to
yeah,
rotate. Richarlison is great for coming on. Like today, he put that beautiful ball in for
yeah,
Harry Kane's second goal. But I think you've got to start with Kane. You can't drop Son. I'm sorry. I think that would
no.
be criminal if you drop Son because Son at any time, click of the finger, could change a game like that. Sorry, Ellie.
Yeah, I'm just going to say he's doing a hurricane, isn't he, Sonny? He's
Mm,
not scoring in August.
mm,
It's the roles reversed. Like Harry Kane scoring and Sonny
Yeah,
isn't. But
mm,
do you know what? His contribution was good today.
mm,
I liked what he did. He done a lot of unselfish running off the ball.
mm,
And when he did have the ball, he used it quite well and he done quite a good run, but he was hacked down.
mm.
Yeah, and he would have been clean through.
Yeah, he would be. Well, we've got Carl Simpson saying we're going to see Longley, Spence, Basuma, definitely, and Richarlison upsetting everyone juggling. Right, Richarlison juggling the ball, I think is the best bit of showboating I have seen in a long time. It
Oh
reminded me of what's his name, the player Ellie. Oh, he had long hair in the 70s. The young lad.
no. Well, there was a lot of luck.
No, what's his
This,
name? You sang
who
his
did he
song.
play
Did
for?
he played for Spurs?
Oh, Alfie Con.
Alfie Con. He sat on the
Yeah,
ball, didn't he? At
yes,
one game.
he
See, I
did.
don't mind a bit of showman, but I don't mind a little bit of showboating. I think it's great. And
Do you know
and
what
as
made me laugh? He got kicked in the balls, and then he took half an hour to go down. It seemed like an eternity. He's like, "I'll go down now. My balls are
yeah,
hurting me."
yeah, it's like it was like I was saying to Scott. Do you remember that Bond film, right? And Daniel Craig's in the torture chamber, and the chief's got the big thing, and he's whacking them in the private areas, right?
Yeah,
You wincing. I'm sure every man that watched that game
yeah.
today winced, and it was and then it was like, but I've got no problem with the showboating. I think it's brilliant. I think it's fantastic.
When I went
Leo
downstairs and I told my husband, he goes, "Yeah, he took one for the team."
definitely did that well for the team. Big up, Carl. I'm actually going to start that one and actually say that
We're
one
going to have
today
some
when he
funny
comes on.
comments now.
Yeah. I had Wilton McDonald, big up Wilton, It says, I haven't seen the game for obvious reasons. Keep doing what you're doing, Milton. Leo, this man doesn't watch the games. He hasn't watched the live game since last
Yeah.
season, and we've actually still unbeaten. So no
Yeah.
disrespect to you, Wilton. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big up, Wilton. Thanks for the sacrifice. And that talk about taking one for the team, Ellie. Right?
I know. He's another one. He should meet up for Richarlison for a meal.
Yeah, he should do. I haven't seen the game for obvious reasons, but my recording didn't work. Oh no. Quota about that. I think there must be a few swear words. The elephant got to the top of the tree, but no one knew how they got there. But he still, but he will come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Big up,
Oh my
Wilton,
God.
that's funny. Lisa, big up, Lisa. A good evening, Dermot.
Yay, Lisa.
Great to get a win. We'll miss the live stream as we are in a restaurant, but we'll try to catch it later. Enjoy the watch along. Thank you so much, Lisa. That watch along was a giggle. It was like something out of Apollo 13, trying to contact at some part, but trying to contact Houston, saying our spaceship has broke down, but Ellie couldn't hear me.
I couldn't.
No, and it was like
I don't know what happened.
It was like we were trying to tell Ellie how to fix the spaceship, and we just couldn't get in contact with her. So, but big up, Lisa, and enjoy your meal. And how's Mexico? Let us know.
Yeah.
Wilton McDonald waiting for the Spence and oh yeah, Gijonji. I know who he's on about.
Udoji.
Explosions. Yeah. What do you say to that, Leo? Are you excited about them two signings coming on? Because I do have a bit of breaking news on the transfer news for Tottenham.
Yeah, I'm like I alluded to earlier, Jed Spence, he looks amazing. I'm really surprised he got some time. I think Antonio Conte is rewarding him for his displays in practice. So he gave him a little bit of minutes. It came on really late. I totally get it, but I like what I see of him. And guys, Udogi's out there in Italy still scored a goal his last game out.
He did.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about I've said this before. Real quick, we got two players for the future in key positions for Antonio Conte's system. A right wing back and a left wing back for the future. So that makes me feel like there's something up Tottenham's sleeve there that we don't hear about. And I thought maybe a contract extension for Conte. Maybe we're planning for Conte long term. So makes me feel good. These signings here with these two lads make me feel really good.
Right.
Yeah. True.
Well, I'm going to do this now. I'm actually do what the lads do down below. And then Andrew Gregory put Alfie Con sat on the ball against Leeds last game of the season when we won 4-2 to stay up.
Andrew must be a similar age to me then.
Yeah. The Korean tour could have taken a lot out of Sonny mentally. Right, Andrew, I'm actually going to star that and take that as a question later, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a very good question. So do that. But look, we've got a bit of breaking news, and I've taken a sort of this is my new breaking down countdown. So we're back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Well, breaking news from Fabrizio Romano on Reggie. And this is what he said. It's a here we go. Reguilón to Atletico Madrid, full agreement completed after a deal in place revealed on Saturday. Reguilón will travel to Spain on Monday in order to undergo medical tests and sign. Now, it is only a loan deal, no buy option included. So, Ellie, how do you feel about that? And do you think it's a good deal for Reggie?
It's a good deal for him because he's fallen out of favour. We don't know 100% why, but there must be something wrong that he was playing and suddenly he was out of the team just like that and he didn't get another look in. So it'll be a good move for him. He's used to the Spanish way of playing as well. It's a fantastic club that he's gone to. We sold Trippier to there and he went and won the league. So I can envisage Reggie doing very well. He's a very talented player. He got a lot of stick. But if you look at his stats, he was our best, in terms of his stats, he was our best left back performer. But then when you do it with the eye, you see a different thing. You see, so I wish him luck, and I hope he comes back a stronger player and more mature, because I think that's what it is.
I mean, Leo, Reggie last season, he would get into great positions, but he just couldn't finish it off. But are you also worried that it's only a loan deal with no buyback option included? Does that worry you?
Yeah, look, it seems to be the normal way of business this off season. You know, it seems like all of our players that we want to ship out are I think with the exception of help me out here, Ellie, is it just Ndombele that has an option?
Yeah, yeah,
It is
not
the
on
Ndombele,
belly.
right, with the option.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, you know, it seems to be the normal way of doing business. As long as we're not having to pay his salary this season and he goes off to Atletico Madrid, and let's just say, you guys, he has a wonderful season like Trips did when he went over there. That could up his value for when we really do go to sell him, maybe to another La Liga
yeah,
side, if not Atletico Madrid.
very
So
good
it's
point.
definitely going to help us out. But is it gonna hurt his standing with the fans here? No. I mean, a lot of us, myself included, are happy to see him gone. One, because I don't want a talent like that just sitting and wasting time playing with the under 23s. You know, let's just stop paying let's stop paying his salary, ship him off somewhere, and if he does his job like he's supposed to do, he's gonna be a lot more comfortable in Madrid. You know,
Yeah,
he was from the other side of Madrid,
yeah,
so
Yeah,
he's going back home.
yeah. I
he
don't
is.
think I think we will have to pay a portion of his wages. I don't think we're just not. I think there will be some deal in there. We'll
It'll
have to
probably
pay
be a 50-50, won't it? Something
50-50
like that.
split or a
Yeah.
It's
60-40
better than the whole
split.
amount.
Yeah, it
There's a
is.
way you can find that out, isn't there?
Mm,
There's a way. I think
Yeah.
Sean Butler's really good at that.
yeah.
Yeah,
But that's our little bit of breaking news. So I hope you enjoyed the little countdown to the breaking news. We are going to bring that into the transfer deadline day show on Wednesday
yeah,
when we do that. So I hope you enjoyed that. I am going to do something better for any more breaking news in January. So it
yeah.
will be a difference. It will be a different thing. Got a few comments here. Carl Simpson said, "For me, I was delighted when Spence come on. I was cock a hoop. Spence is a rapid, and I definitely want to see him more." Conte praised him midweek and said his training went so well. At last, a manager is giving players a chance and credit. Love it. And Ellie,
Yeah,
Conte
yeah,
is like that, isn't he? He will give players a chance. He will, if you do well in training, he will praise you, and if you're giving it all for him, he will put you in. Were you happy to
yeah.
see Spence on get his chance today? But do you wish he got a bit longer?
I wish he got a bit longer
Mm.
because it was crying out for somebody to take the ball and run past players. And in that short time that we saw him, he was magnificent. I mean, he made two good runs and he tracked back to help the defence as well, and he put in a good block. I think he's ready. I think Conte's blooding him slowly, so that he doesn't get ahead of himself. And Conte's one of these managers that loves to reward good, hard work,
Yeah.
because he was like that as a player himself. And if he sees that in training, like Leo said, he will give those players a chance. And I think Jed Spence, he's going to prove a lot of these doubters wrong, because I've seen a lot of him, and he's the real deal. He's just got to get that Premiership fitness, which Conte's working on. He's even got a
Yeah.
separate coach working with him, so that
He
tells you
has.
that he does feel that the boy's got something.
I
Yeah,
mean, Leo. Yeah, big. That was a great, and I hope you enjoyed that from the Queen, from Her Majesty
yeah.
Queen Ellie, response. Um, Leo, Carl Simpson's also said loans with buy options, loans without a buy option are the same thing. If he does well, they put an offer in. So we're basically, hopefully, he will do well, and we can ship him off in January, hopefully, or next summer.
Carl, I definitely agree with you, Carl. It's basically an audition. When they don't have the obligation to buy, look at it as an audition. You want to. The last thing a footballer wants to do is to go back to his parent club, knowing that he's going to be in the same boat. So if I'm Reggie, if I'm Ndombele, if I'm Winks, if I'm anybody else that we sent out, I'm gonna really I'm gonna I'm gonna play my ass off. I want to make my name known again. I want to take the opportunity and grab it by the neck and just make it for what it's worth. I don't want to go back to my mother club and go back to the same situation, fourth string. Oh man, go do what you got to do, and hopefully, you'll go. Hopefully it works out for them. Good luck to them, honestly.
Yeah, and I wish, for myself, Reguilon did do okay for us. It was when he got into the final third that let him down, but he had a few bits off the field. He had the bit of problem on the Mourinho, and I just think things weren't working out for him. So good luck to him. I hope he has a successful career in the rest of his career at Madrid, at Atletico Madrid, and good luck to him. And I mean that very sincerely. Just very quickly, Ellie, I know we shouldn't talk about dead past players, but one of our ex-players, Dele Alli, he's now in Turkey.
Yeah.
His career's gone down the pan, hasn't it? Just
do you know what? I was just thinking about him, like you talking about, because Carl said something about Jed Spence and Wilton
this is
as well.
What, just quickly here, this is exactly, Ellie, 100%. Don't need another Dele on our hands.
Yeah.
Spence and why do you think players that come to us like Dele, like Mr. Burger King, like these players, they play well for a certain amount of time and then they just go off the board?
Do you know what? Some people have just got that in their locker. They're that sort of character, and you're never going to change them. Because Dele had 2 good years, really. The 3rd year wasn't that cool. The 4th year was diabolical. So when you think about it, he's ended up at Besiktas. No disrespect to the Turkish league, but it's not the Premiership. It's not Serie A, and it's not La Liga, right? So all these clubs could have touted for him from all these different countries, and not one of them came in for him. That tells you something. Now, they've looked at his character. They've looked at what he's doing on Instagram and what he's doing on TikTok. They're probably looking at a man that just is so self-obsessed with himself that he's not going to give his all to their club. And why would they take a punt on him? So he's done his whole career in. I don't know why he was smiling when he got to Turkey, because you're going to be playing in a rough league. That is a tough old league. That is.
It is,
and they don't take no prisoners. So he's gonna find it even tougher. So I don't know. I think he's just like a lost baby, isn't he? He's a lost soul.
It's a lost soul, yeah.
And he should. I don't know why, but I still like him. I still like him as a footballer, because I know he has got the talent there. He's just not showing it, and it breaks my heart to say that we had to let him go because he just wasn't giving it to our club.
No, he really wasn't, and I feel sorry for him, really. But I think Spence is going to be a great thing for the future. I really, really do.
Definitely.
Can I make one comment about Dele Alli real fast? I forget where I was watching, but they referred to him as the next Mario Balotelli.
Yeah.
You ended up out there in Turkey now, and see where he's going to come back to.
Yeah, that's okay, Leo. You can do that as well. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Corey Boy, he says, hey, Corey. I will send you that on Twitter now. Ellie.
Oh yeah, he's going to join us, isn't he?
And Cole Simpson. I've just watched Richarlison's assist for Gaines twice more, and I'm telling you that ball way Modric, like, he has got a ball that he has got a pass in him, hasn't he?
Yeah. Do you know what? Richarlison's one of those players. He frustrates the other team right? And then he gets on their nerves, and then they take their eye off the ball, and before you know it, he's doing a beautiful cross to Harry Kane, and Harry Kane's put it in the back of the net. So I love him. He creates havoc.
He does. And you, Leo, I mean, how do you see Richarlison?
Okay, I have a little confession. When that goal was scored, I was busy stuffing my face with the big burrito at the pub, and so like I'm sitting down, right, and this will, I mean, I don't want to be a spoiler alert, but this will be on my match day vlog that I put out later on. So I'm sitting at the pub, and I thought the ball was going out of bounds because you see how it went out there towards the sideline on the top on the far right there. So I thought the ball was going out of bounds, and I didn't pay no attention to it. When all of a sudden I just hear everybody chanting, and I look up, and it's like, we scored a goal. So when I did see the replay back, though, that was a Modric-esque pass. You know, like that definitely had De Bruyne-esque pass too. You know, just the outside of the boot there, very lovely. I cannot wait to see this guy play from the beginning of the game. I'm really The burrito wins every time, especially around me, my man.
What did you have in your burrito, Leo? Just out of interest.
Yes.
What meat did you have?
Yes.
I'll just be back in 1 minute, guys. I'll be back in 1 minute.
No worries.
So
what did you have?
At the pub, I'm really known for getting the chorizo burrito. It's like a pork chorizo burrito. And I always stuff it with potatoes, egg, green chili. I'll have to take a picture of it one of these days for you, Ellie.
I used to work at a place, Leo, and there's a burrito bar across the road, and we were in there daily. We just couldn't get enough of the burritos. My favourite one was the steak mince with cheese, onions, peppers. Lovely. With loads of sauce on it. Delicious. I miss that food now because I'm on intermittent fasting. I've lost a lot of weight, but it's hard. I made a chicken curry tonight for my husband, and I had a small portion, but I wanted to have a big portion, but I'm portion control, you know.
It's tough when it's like that, but it's definitely good for the body. No, but just to keep going a little bit with Richarlison, Ellie, he adds a different dimension that we haven't seen in a long time. He's got that quick agileness about him, the shithousery, an awful lot like Lamella. Except for I think this guy here, Richarlison, is a lot better than Lamella. He definitely adds the Brazilian flair to our team. Something that Lucas Moura hasn't really been able to add, nor Emerson for that fact. The Brazilians play football a certain way. Like he's got that aura about him when he plays. I was really skeptical when we picked him up, Ellie. But the more and more that the season goes on and the season's developing, and I see more of him, I'm definitely excited. The only thing that could come from it is nothing but good. So.
And do you know what I like about Richarlison as well? He's very.
Ellie, she's going to go in a minute. The ghost is going.
Put 50p in meter.
Yeah, good evening, JC, and welcome to the stream. Hey, Corey boy, how are you, sir?
Good.
Lovely for you to join us here.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Did you enjoy the game today? And
from the parts I managed to watch, because obviously, being a dad, and his pad dying, I had to relinquish. I'm wanting to relinquish the TV to Toddler so he can watch Spider-Man. But his mum was here and he was kicking off and screaming. I was like, okay, right, just put on Spider-Man, go cook dinner.
Yeah.
So go cook the dinner, get it out of the way with. Oh God, my setup isn't exactly great at the moment. Hang on.
Oh no, you're grand. Big up Parker as well. And Carl says, good evening, Corey boys, Corey mate. I mean, what's your view on Conte? I mean, we're unbeaten in the last 9 games now. We've got 6 wins and 3 draws. We're on the verge of something here. We're not playing expansive football that everyone wants, but as
we haven't got the players for the expansive football. Quite blatantly, we haven't got the players for the expansive.
No, we haven't. So
keep it on the ground football.
Yeah. So do you agree with Wendy and Kelly's sort of comments that we have to win it the Leicester way? How Leicester won it?
We have to win it the ugly way. We have to win it the ugly way. When we finished second to Leicester, we were playing expansive football. We had Toby and Alderweireld. We had Toby at the back. We had a solid base at the back to be able to play expansive from the back football. We had Dele was in that frame then. We were playing him. He was giving his all back then. And I don't know what's happened to Ali. I feel sorry for the lad at 26 years old. I don't want him to become another David Bentley, retiring at 28, 29 and opening a bar somewhere in Malaga or, so the kid...
I can imagine him doing that.
The kid just needs an arm around him.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off. I have a question for you, brother. I mean, is this something where we should feel bad for Dele Alli? I mean, we gave him everything as Tottenham fans. He had such we put him on a pedestal, up there on a pedestal. It seems like he just lost. He just lost that spark inside. Or do you think maybe? I mean,
a few mitigating things for Dele happened. His home got broken into at the time he was with someone. Held at knife point. Why his house was burgled, robbed, whatever you want to. That's going to play some psyche on your mind. I've been robbed. Even not rich and famous. You come home and your house has been ripped apart by some little shits, And all you want to do is just find these little shits and slap the fuck out of my language.
Yeah.
But that was one thing that upset Dele.
Yeah, I was not aware of that either. So yeah,
us fans were on his case. This a couple of weeks after this has just happened to him and his ex-girlfriend. He's been burgled, losing all this stuff in his house. And that's going to just absolutely mind trip you, isn't it?
Well, look, Dele Alli is the past. For me, he to render this sort of thing because we need to concentrate on today and the great victory we had today away at Nottingham Forest. We're unbeaten.
Sky Sports News: Man United agree 85 million for Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. We need to look forward to what's good about us now. These players have let us down again and again and again and again, and we can't keep looking for excuses. You pull on the shirt. I don't care if you pull on the shirt and for 90 minutes you play for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. You go out there, you do your 110%. George Best was a raging alcoholic. Paul Gascoigne at times had more trouble than anyone could actually imagine. But for 90 minutes, he put his heart and soul into every performance.
I'm on the soft shit.
Yeah.
Every performance he played for us, for Everton, for Glasgow Rangers, he always put in the shift. So all this is, or it's meant to, today's players are soft. They're pampered. Players are pampered.
And
they're soft. And if you go back to the games of Graham Roberts, Steve Perryman, Chris Houghton, Tony Galvin.
Blokes that had to work 2 jobs before they got the training pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and also, Corey, you've got to take into consideration, no disrespect to what you said, because that is true.
No disrespect
he was burgled,
to what you said, by the way.
No disrespect to what you said. That is true, that it does, it can really mess your mind when something drastic like that happens. But he was going bad well before then.
Oh, yeah, but then he, at the time, we had the team around him, we had Dele, we had Toby, we had the players, we had that formation that Dele suited. Yeah. But then as soon as, I still think he's a bang average manager, though, so... Not Conte. I'm going back to managers we had.
I was going to say
Conte's not bang average.
Do you know what? I want to add something more on Dele, right? So that Champions League semi-final against Ajax, that was his peak performance. He was fantastic in that game. The way he controlled the ball, he was unplayable, wasn't he? And he nearly scored a goal at the back post. But the thing is, I think he's a player that thrives on the thrill. Once that thrill had gone and we started losing game after game, then we lost 2-7 to Bayern Munich. It was almost like his guts had been ripped out as a footballer. And he just didn't have that same passion.
Ellie, you look at Jose Mourinho and the all of nothing. He called him a lazy trainer.
Yeah.
You go back to the all or nothing.
Under Poch, he wasn't, though. Because Poch had him drilled.
I'm going to get it in the neck for this, but I still think Poch is a bang average manager.
Yeah, but the thing is,
lovely bloke, lovely manager, bang average.
We say he made a few mistakes in crucial times.
Yeah. And anytime you come onto this channel, everyone's opinion is fully respected. There is you will not get any barrage. If that's your opinion, we respect your opinion.
Yeah, we will not put you down. That's what I respect. Sure.
I respect Poch for what he did for us, because before Poch we were a lazy, unfit, non-motivated squad of players. You know, we were mid-table at best most of the time before Poch.
You give me nightmares under Christian Gross now. Oh Lord Jesus! Right, can we just move on to better times here? Right, let's talk about today. Tottenham Hotspur went to the City ground, won 2-0. Harry Kane, 2 goals, the 5th minute and the 81st minute. He missed the penalty, which I think it was a bad penalty and a good penalty save. It was half of one, 6 half of another. The sending off, Ellie, the yellow card, the handball. Now, I want to go around to everyone's opinion. I will ask Mr. Harris when he comes on too, because I know Mr. Harris is Ireland's #1 Harry Kane fan.
He is. He's the world Harry Kane fan.
Should the Forest player have been sent off? I want to do a little poll, yes or no, and put your comments into the comments as well. Should he have been sent off, yes or no?
Yes, he should have, because it was a deliberate handball. He also barged into Harry Kane and stopped him from getting the ball. If you watch that closely, he actually done a little bit of a nig, and then he handballs it, and he doesn't even get sent off. You know, the ball probably would have gone in as well if he didn't handball it. It might have even gone in.
Clear and obvious. Also, the wording: clear and obvious error leading to a goal. That is the last player between him and the goalkeeper. Being a former goalkeeper myself, you know, that guy should have been sent off. The penalty save from Hendo, it's you're training with the guy in the England squad. You know he's going to stick it there. So why not choose a different penalty taker to mix it up a bit, to make Hendo think, you know? Put Son on it, put Kulu on it, anyone to take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a definite sending off.
Personally, I would have put Son on the penalty to give him a bit of confidence. Get a goal. Yeah.
It's not a bad shot.
That's my opinion. But when you're chasing the all-time Premier League record, which he's now second in, third in behind Rooney and Alan Shearer, and you're chasing the great Jimmy Greaves all-time club score scoring record, you're not going to.
He's going to smash that Kane easily.
Yeah, and also he wants the Golden Boot this year. I definitely would. That 100% that season.
Just to put Haaland in his back pocket, not take anything from Haaland there, but you're welcome to my league, son. I've been here 10 years. You sit back. You know,
you're just a junior.
Kane is going to be. I'm the man around here. I have been for 10 years. You're new to this league. Your dad may have played for City, but I'm the man in this league now. I'm the striker in this league.
He can say you're the 6'5" whippersnapper. Take your place.
I'll tell you what. I'd bite the arm off of anyone to have Haaland at Tottenham. Him and Kane up front. That dream. The dream.
Big up Dylan Digby 15. Don't think we've seen here before, so big up and welcome to the stream.
Yeah, I twittered him. I Twitter accounted him. I sent him a preview.
I noticed how when I go onto our Twitter page now, and I'm thinking, I didn't message that person, and then I forgot you've got access to it. So confusing me.
I've been busy on Twitter.
Yeah, Leo, your opinion, red card, and do you think should have been sent off? Yes or no?
I think it warranted a handball. Yeah. I think I don't think he put his hand out necessarily. Yeah, I don't think he necessarily put his hand to touch the ball. But in the letter of the law, your hand's not in a natural
position. That's how VAR and the rule book states it. If your arm is in an unnatural position.
Natural position,
So I sleep like that. I sleep like that every night anyway with an arm in the air. But playing football,
this is an unnatural position if you're on the pitch. You know what I mean? And the ball comes. So by that way, yes, it was a handball. Would I sent him off, you guys? No, I wouldn't have sent him off either. I'd just give him, and he also did have a little push in the back on Kane, right? If I'm not mistaken, too. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He put
well,
him
2
off.
hours are leading up to that handball. That's the first one's an intentional foul, and the second one is a handball.
So I do see the argument there. Look, guys, I think if Harry Kane was to bag that, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. It would have just been, we'd have been okay with it. But no, I wouldn't have sent him off, just for argument's sake.
Not just the penalty decision there for sending off. I was about to say Palace then. Forest should have, at least from that, then had a second red card.
Yeah.
Taking out Richie the way that I saw the highlights of it, and I was disgusted. If I wasn't a fan of Tottenham and just a fan of football, I would have been right. That guy needs to be off. That is dangerous, reckless play.
I also want to say about our supporters. There must have been 6,000 or 7,000 there today
fabulous.
At the away end.
Oh yeah,
we are one of the best supported teams in the country. And
I
tip my hat off
especially away. Brilliant away.
I tip my hat off to everyone who went there today. So big up to you.
Yeah.
So now we're going to push on. Sorry, Leo.
Real quick, just to add to piggyback on what you were saying about the supporters. Did you guys know that in the United States, the club with the most supporters club officially is Tottenham Hotspur?
No, come on,
so Tottenham Hotspur has the most supporters clubs here in the United States. So
you would think it'd be along the terms of the Uniteds and the Cities and Chelseas and stuff like that. Whenever I hear in another country X team is more supported than, I'm like, what? It can't be right, because you look across Europe, like in teams of other divisions I support, Germany, it's because my friend's brother plays for Cologne, so I support Cologne. Luca Killian plays for them.
Right.
In Italy, I am a huge AC Milan fan. Always have been because of Clarence Seedorf and the cheekiness of that guy.
You'll be all right with Iggy then. You know Iggy from Tottenham away? You'll be all right.
No, I've never met Iggy before. Hey, Iggy.
He's lovely. He's a big AC Milan fan.
But yeah, I mean, from across other divisions, I mean, here in Tottenham is one of the most supported clubs in America, as big as what that country is. I'm a massive Steelers fan. I love the NFL. Have been for years. When I was a kid, I was 2 weeks into a professional contract with Brighton before I ruptured the ACL ligaments in my knee playing against Palace boys. I got told at 18 I wouldn't play a sport again in my life. 19 years old, a bit bitter. This is how I met my friend Percy. So in Brighton, there's this place down by the pier called Madeira Drive. All the kids go down there driving their cars, thinking they're all hard. I only went down there one night because one of my mates went, "Look, I've got a problem with someone, and as you're over 6 foot yonder, you can put him off a bit."
Yeah.
I was like, I don't condone violence, mate. But if you need someone there just to look like a big meathead, I'll stand there like that in your car. And this kid Percy come up to me, right? You're a big lad. I went, mate, do you want to borrow my glasses? Big. Bit of a short ass yourself. He's like, yeah. I bet you ain't strong. I was like, whatever, mate. He goes, slap me on your shoulders, and I bet you can't run with me from one end of the street down to the pier. And in Brighton, we have 2 piers. We have the Palace Pier and the West Pier. Do you one bet? I'll take you to the West Pier and back. Took him up, and he goes, this is I can't think highly enough of Brighton, even though I'm a Spurs fan. They paid for my physio. They paid for me to go to college after my injury. It's one of them things. But I got playing American football for 13 odd years after that. Played for the Great British Lions twice, even though it's only Scotland and Ireland. But
we've got a celebrity.
The reason why a certain celebrity on TV had a broken arm.
Yeah. No, because my daughter went to Sussex University, Corey. My daughter went to Sussex University, so I know Brighton like the back of my hand.
Who doesn't? Everyone comes to Brighton.
It's lovely.
Carl Simpson says, Corey, mate, I'm so close to you. I'm in Tunbridge Wells.
Tunbridge, that's what? 45 minutes away on the train?
I actually worked in Tunbridge Wells about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Hastings, the back door of Brighton.
My God. Yeah. I'll ask Carl, do you ever go down to Hastings? Let me know.
I like this one.
I've got a
from
lot of
Carl
relatives
Simpson,
down there.
and this one's for Leo. He went, "Don't tell Arsenal fans they think they have the biggest fan base in the galaxy."
Well, another quick tidbit about that.
They're big on YouTube only.
The local sports teams around here are owned by. Yeah,
Sorry,
the local sports teams here, no problem, are actually owned by the Cronkies. So the Rapids, the Colorado Rapids, are owned by the Cronkies, and so are the Nuggets.
It's Irish Hotspur.
Which is why I don't support them.
What's up, my homie? Hey,
we are joined by YouTube royalty.
You got no cap on.
YouTube royalty, me.
Oh, you do? Sorry, I thought you didn't.
Dave, Harry Kane did it again. I mean, 2 great goals. Should have got a hat-trick, but a dodgy penalty. I mean, Spurs unbeaten in 9, unbeaten this season, joint second in the league. Can it get any better than being a Spurs fan this evening?
No, look, it's a great day. It's a great day. In fact, it started off with being on the cheese room Friday night. They had a Forest fan on, and they asked him, who are you most scared of? And he said, Son. And I said to him straight away, you're going to regret not saying Harry Kane. And look what that big, beautiful man done today, Donald. He made him regret it. He stepped up. Didn't have the best of games by any means. Stepped up, 2 goals. Missed a penalty, which I'll forgive him for because 99% of his penalties hit the side net. And the reason why that one didn't go in is because it was a bit more central than where he usually puts it. So I'm not too concerned at the end of the day. Harry Kane, 2 great goals, and we get the win.
I'll go add something to that, though, Mr. Hotspur, on that one. He trains with Dean Hendo at the England training camp when they go away. Hendo knows where he's going to stick it.
Yeah, 100%. Spot on.
Like I said before you joined in, I would have slapped Son or Kulu on it just to, taking Hendo out of his A game for that penalty. Like, oh crap, Kane's not taking it. Where's my homework?
No, look, there's certain things guaranteed in life, my man. Taxes and Harry Kane taking penalties. You never take big hits off the penalties. Never.
He wants his golden.
But even against an international teammate, though, I mean, if I was playing professional football and I knew this guy comes away with me playing in England and I'm training against him 2-3 times a week before we go and play Germany, Italy and stuff like this, I wouldn't want to take that penalty against him because I know he's going to stick it there. I used to be a goalkeeper. I'm like, if I'm training with a striker, I know where he's going to put it.
Yeah, no, you raise a fair point, but it's Harry Kane. Yeah. You just do not take penalties. Every penalty, you put them on. It's as simple as that.
True.
I think in Harry Kane's mindset, Henderson.
If you're Harry Kane and you practice with him, why don't you go to the opposite side? We know he could put it in the side netting on that opposite side as well. Yeah. So I think,
or dupe him and slam it down the middle.
You should have done a Panenka.
Or you can slam it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, no, you're right. Taxes, death, and Harry Kane taking a penalty are things that are for certain. So you don't want to switch that up. But honestly, Hendo is let's give him his credit where it's due too. Though Hendo is an excellent young goalkeeper coming up. He definitely practices with Harry Kane a lot. Next time, if we do happen to play Nottingham Forest and get a penalty, then maybe Harry Kane might want to think about going to the opposite side.
Actually, speaking of Hendo,
here's one for you though, guys. Would you take Hendo?
Corey, just let Dave finish first, and then.
Oh, no. Sorry, let Corey go first. He was here before me. Go on, Corey.
I was going to say, it's like Hugo's replacement, and Hendo is not, thought of as much as David Sleepy Hands De Gea at United. Would you cheekily in January say at Tottenham, right, he's on loan, keep monitoring him, end of the season, slap 40 million on him, fills the homegrown quota. Feels the problem we have when Hugo steps down. Forster is going to retire at the end of the season. I don't understand. All right, I know he's homegrown, but he's not the quality keeper. Would you want Hendo at Tottenham?
I would take him. But from what I've seen over the reports over the last, 2 transfer windows, it does look like they're looking at that Meslier guy from Leeds as Hugo Lloris's long-term
quality.
But what I would say is I think Meslier is probably better on the ball than what Henderson is. I think Henderson's a great shot stopper, but I don't think he's that great in terms of playing out from the back. But I wouldn't mind taking him as Hugo Lloris's long-term replacement. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. What I will say, though, he needs to tone down his celebrations. See him celebrate waving the hat around like he was the queen, after saving the penalty. And you're just looking at him, you're like, Wally, you look like you're celebrating a defeat. What are you doing?
But then that's classed as shithousery, something that we've got a bit now in the team with Remoro, with Richie. Shithousery winds up the team, against your opposition.
Yeah.
A bit shithousery. I like it from any player.
Richarlison done it when we were 2-up. That Wally done it when they were 1-0 down.
Still, being a former goalkeeper myself, mate, if I just saved the penalty against my international teammate, I'm doing the same.
Yeah.
Dave, very quickly, sir. Reguilon's gone to Atletico Madrid. From Romero announced it tonight on Twitter. Thoughts on that? It's only a loan deal. It's not a no-buy option, and it's only a loan deal. What do you think about that going through tonight?
Look, there's no money. There's not money around Europe. You look at like even Villarreal, for instance, that took Lo Celso on loan.
Mm-hmm.
They've done a swap deal with Watford the week before because they don't have the cash. You look at today's game. Renan Lodi, their left back, was at the game sitting in the stands. He was unveiled today, and they also took him on loan. So I knew it was going to be a loan because they're just going to replace like for like with a loan. There is not a lot of money around Europe right now. The money is all in the Premier League. Around Europe, they're cash strapped. They're feeling the burden of, look, it was already in a bad way, finances across Europe, let alone having the pandemic to deal with and no income and stuff like that. And it's hit them tenfold. So I'm not surprised it's a loan, this one, to be honest. What I would say is Fulham we're looking at and Forest we're looking at, and why not maybe try and potentially get cash off one of them. But as soon as...
I would have taken a Mars bar for him.
Reguilon's not that bad. He's definitely worth about 20.
He's not that bad. He's still better than Cess, but at the same time, he isn't the same player he got in the first season that we had him. Something in his confidence is shot. He can't play the position that we need him for, but when he did attempt to play that position, at least he got some assists and a couple of goals, and I thought maybe Reggie can do it. And then he got slapped down the picking order. And then we still got the social experiment going on with Sessegnon. I don't rate him.
I agree. I could not agree more. Go on, Ellie. What's Ellie and Dermot saying? I haven't heard about what are you saying?
I'll tell you one thing. I just love you two at the bottom. I'm quite happy just letting you two come with this. Quite funny.
I watch a lot of Bob Hotspur. I like coming into all these. I do watch Saba because as a Tottenham fan, I do agree with most of what he's saying. Add 20 years of Levy and Enoch. What has happened? One cup. And I was at that final with my granddad, with my uncle. I was in that part of the stand when Wood has put that goal in. I went home crying that night that we beat Chelsea. I was only 13. 14 years old.
Well, we're going on now to Conte's press conference. This is the little bits I could get out of it after the match, what I found. I'm sure he said a lot more things.
Let Ellie speak for a second. Ellie was about to say something.
Yeah, go on, Ellie. Sorry, Ellie. I didn't hear you. Sorry, love.
I think you're on mute, Ellie.
Ellie, you're on mute. We had this earlier, Dave, on the watch along. It was funny.
Oh, look, me and Jack get caught all the time. No, I still can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Ellie.
I'm going to go and check on my little one quick.
Yeah, all right.
Back.
Ellie, log back out and log back in.
Come back in.
That's it. She's gone. The ghost is gone.
Seems to be the norm with Ellie, right?
Yeah, we've got Conte's press conference here, guys. Conte was asked on the match. He said it was tough, really tough. It was my first time in this stadium. It's not easy. There was a lot of noise, and we suffered in the first half. Dave, you watched it as well as we did. Do you think the teams were a little bit? Tottenham started off brightly, but do you think they sort of when Notts Forest came into it more in the first half? Why do you think that was?
First of all, what I will say is them quotes are very similar to Ben Davies after the Europa Conference League complaining about the atmosphere. I don't get that. Yeah. When you're playing away games, you're expecting the atmosphere to be loud and noisy and stuff like that. So I don't agree with that whatsoever, if I'm being honest. Look, for me, I think we struggled all game in terms of possession. Look, our forward line, you would say, compared to usual, they had a very bad off day. Like, there were simple passes that they were misplacing in the final third. It was very frustrating today with them. And you look at the midfield, I actually thought they were two best players on the pitch for Tottenham Hotspur, Højbjerg and Mentor. I thought they were fantastic. They didn't put a foot wrong. Højbjerg and Bentancur turned over a lot of ball, a lot of important blocks, and barely wasted any football when they received it. Thought they were outstanding.
Yeah.
Højbjerg put some delicious balls forward as well in the second half. But the biggest problem was I thought Emerson, who I defended an awful lot, I thought he was absolutely atrocious today. Defense and on the ball.
Did you?
I thought he was atrocious today, Emerson. I really did.
The guy's stealing a living of a real footballer.
No, but I thought he played very well. What I saw of him, he was tracking back. He was using the ball well because he wasn't doing anything that he can't do. He was just bringing the ball, giving it to Kulu. So he's obviously got instructions to do that because he's not very effective when he goes forward. But coming backwards, defending, I thought he was okay.
I thought first 20 minutes he was good. I thought as the game went on, I thought, maybe I need to rewatch it, but I just thought.
I think you have to rewatch it.
Maybe.
He was pretty good, David.
Look, I will
and
rewatch
Dermot,
it.
you thought he played well as well, didn't it, Dermot?
I actually did. I thought Emerson had a good game. I thought Davis for me was atrocious. I thought Dyer for me wasn't. I thought Sanchez had not a bad game. You know what I mean?
Sanchez played quite well.
Sanchez was quite solid from what I saw before I had to relinquish the TV. But Dyer and Davis for me I've been regurgitating this since Poch was there. If those two ever make it into the starting 11, we're fucked. Dyer can't run or track back.
Davies was
good.
He can't do much, can he? He can't pass. He can't track back. He can't block. What's the point of having him there? For God's sake.
Davies
He's there to make up the numbers.
Davies was a joke today. Dyer, look, that challenge that he missed on the halfway line, that pissed me off because he didn't learn from the week before where he also missed one, him and Sanchez, and Højbjerg got the yellow card. And then Sanchez talked today, but my biggest problem, and I'm going to keep talking about it, is how bad they are on the ball. They are nowhere near on the football across that back line. Something has to change. I do think if you keep Dyer, you bring Langley in one side, Romero the other side, and let them take responsibility for getting the ball on. I think you'll see us much improved. But they are atrocious on the ball. We've seen that. It was so evident today. So evident how bad they are on the ball. Trying to play long balls forward, nowhere near the man. Try sloppy pass out from the back. It's just... And do you know what the problem is? They're nervous on the football. They don't want it in terms of being on the ball. They need to learn to want to love that ball, caress the ball. Think of it as a piece of ball or a pair of titties.
Make love to the ball.
I don't care. But learn to caress it, love it, enjoy it. You don't want it. You know what I mean?
Take it out for a meal.
They just don't want it. I look at them. They're just nervous on the ball. They're not progressive enough. I feel sorry for Dyer today at times because he's one touch moving out to Davies. And Davies isn't even opening his body. He's not even looking what's going on. And he's putting it straight back to Dyer. Then he's like, okay, I'll move it out to Sanchez. And then Sanchez is looking at Emerson. He's like, He's 13 yards up the field. I can't even pass at 5 yards. So I'm going to, and I see this today, it pissed me off. He was pointing at Emerson. No, you need to come here. You need to come right beside me. It's like, no, just pass it down the line to him like Romero.
Yeah.
Just do it. And he's like, no, I want you to come 5 yards beside me. And then he just passes it back into Dyer. And it's like, God's sake. Like, my biggest criticism was like taking 8 touches on the ball and to shift it 5 yards sideways. But in fairness, I think he's improved on that this season. It's been 1 touch, move it, 1 touch, shift it. But then it just keeps coming back to him. And you're looking at these guys, and you can see the difference between having Romero in there on the football, who can either beat a man or pass it or clip it forward, play long-range passes, and Sanchez there. Look, I'm not going to get on Sanchez back today because I actually thought he was our best defender. But
he was.
Limitations on the football. Like,
the guy hasn't conceded a goal in 9.5 hours, has he? So there's something there.
Don't get David started on that.
Right, I will ask this question.
I will say
Norwich
another half added on to it there against a team that wouldn't score in a brothel.
Yeah, they wouldn't score in a brothel.
This is the question.
You talking about Norwich City?
No, today, not in the first, like good chances. They just cannot hit the target.
They were not clinical.
No, they're the new Brighton.
Yeah.
Whoa, watch it. My Brighton lad. Now that Neil Maupay is out of Brighton, I'm happy. I'm a Tottenham supporter first, but I have been to see a lot of Brighton matches, and Neil Maupay, fucking hell, he's stealing a living as well. Calls himself a striker. Fuck me.
The only thing I like Neil Maupay about is when he scored against Arsenal.
Oh yeah,
That's
but
the only thing
I was at that match as well, so
yeah.
What's Leo saying? Leo's been quiet. What are you saying, Leo?
Well, I agree. You know, I don't think they could score in a brothel either. They had 17 shots and only one of them on target. They
I know.
apart from the finished product, you know, they were, like the comment said earlier below, they were easy on the eye for sure.
Yeah.
I knew that it was going to be a hostile environment. Now, that doesn't mean we should fear them. That doesn't mean that we should over plan for them. They're a newly promoted team. They don't want to be going down. They don't want to be fighting relegation this early. And let's be real, the Nottingham Forest fans, they're ready for Premier League football. It's been a long time for them. So
yeah.
I thought the whole team played bad for a while there. You know, it did take us a while. We were up a goal early, but we still played. You know, all from the back line to the top, we played bad. But at the end of the day, what really counts is that we grinded out and that we did get the 3 points. I could sit here and nitpick about who did this and who did that, but collectively as a whole, Tottenham Hotspur today, they went into the office and they got the job done, which is really all we can really ask for them. So
you know what? If I was Steve Cooper as well, sorry, David, to cut across you.
No, go on. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, if I was Steve Cooper tomorrow, I'd have those Nottingham Forest strikers and everybody in that team practicing their shooting, because their shooting was atrocious.
Yeah,
it was bad.
That is true.
It was so bad. Yeah. It was worse than Brighton last season. Honestly, I thought Brighton took the biscuit by not finishing their chances, because they created, but they didn't fit. This is where coaches have to earn their money. Yeah. You know. And get them practicing, because they're not on point.
Yeah, I agree. Their finishing is that, and I think Brighton is a very good comparison. Actually, Brighton is still have them problems. You see the amount of chances they created at the weekend, and they only took one of them. Well, one thing, one more maybe nitpick or negative with today, because I do agree with Leo. I think there's a lot of positives. I think it's our best start in like 30 years to a league. You know, 4 games unbeaten, not playing well, and still picking up points. One more negative is like, and hopefully now people understand what I'm talking about when it comes to being able to get out from the back of the football. Look at that Nottingham Forest team.
Yeah.
Now, they've signed 16 players this summer. How comes they can all be on the same wavelength, passing it to players in the same shirt and stuff like that? But we have players like Ben Davies and Dyer been together for 8 years. And Sanchez has been here for 5 years. So there shouldn't be a problem with them being able to communicate and pass between them and pass properly, just like if anybody had an excuse today, it would have been Forest saying, look, 16 players in at once, not everybody's on the same wavelength. But how comes they can do that today? But yet we've players that have been here together for 8 years. So when does it start becoming a quality issue? You know, when
there's no pressure on Forest, really, is it? They lost 15 players as well before they signed the 15. So
no, but my point is like they're basically a complete team of strangers who haven't had time to bed in together as a team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They can all be on the same wavelength, pass movement. Like you see that guy, Steve Cook. He's about 40 years of age, right? And he pinpoints a 40-yard pass straight out to one of their wingers. Since Romero's been injured, when can anybody tell me we've had a centre-back that's able to do that? Or even, like you see their defenders, Joe Worrell, clipping it into one of the forward players down the wing, straight into him. How comes today we're seeing long balls heading straight over the top, nowhere near any of our players? Like, and this
maybe
is my point. It comes down
extra
to
hours on the training pitch.
Our players have been together for 8 years, some of them 5 years. Some of these guys at the back line have been together for a long time. So why can't they do what them of misfits are doing?
David, they're never gonna have it. They're not footballers. So they're just not. They're not up to it. They've got the best coach in the world. They've got a set piece coach working with them. They've got so many other coaches that are helping them, and they still can't bloody pass 10 yards.
It's all Antonio's coaches as well.
They've been doing it for 8 years, these boys. We're sick and tired of it. We don't want
agree
to
with
see
Ali
it.
on that.
Just ship them out the club and get somebody who can actually pass the ball. For God's sake.
Charleston was a good positive today, huh? Slick Rick.
Yeah.
Did you see that outside of the ball, delicious cross, and then doing the solos, drawing in the tackle? He's an absolute shithouse, and he nearly scored as well.
Yeah,
I know.
That's what I love about him. I love the shithousery of him and Romero. You know, we've been missing that shithousery for years.
Yeah,
and that's my language. That shithousery wins you matches.
It does.
Yeah. That gets that opponent's team player sent off. You know, gets a red card.
Yeah.
You know, that's the idea of these kind of players. And the other day when I was on the other channel saying, look, Son needs a rest. Put your arm around him and say, look, mate, this guy's coming for your shirt. Then, and people calling me negative when Son isn't at the races at the moment. I'll agree with that comment. With the whole South Korea thing, it's burnt him out probably.
Yeah, well,
and probably his dad saying he's not world class as well doesn't really help his psyche, does it? You know,
this is the point I was actually going to bring up, and I was waiting for Dave to come on to actually bring him.
I don't think his dad said he wasn't world class. He said you've got to get to that next level, but he wasn't. He was saying it in a nicer sort of way.
If I was my dad, I would have told him to sod off.
Son also said, if I was world class, I wouldn't have to
makes you work harder.
With Sonny, I'll give my quick thoughts on it. First of all, I think we need to get a bit more respect for our world class players. If I'm being honest, I'm seeing what happened with Son. Happened to Harry Kane last year. People told me Kane's past it, too slow. Take him out. Put in a speed merchant in Bergwijn. I'm like, okay, if I want a fast player, I'll just go and get the fast man in the world who's saying, "But put him up front." Doesn't mean he's not good. You know what I mean? Kane needs to come out. He needs to be dropped. You don't drop world class players. Real Madrid don't suddenly go, "Oh, Benzema has not scored in 2 games. I know we're going to take him out." They just don't do it because they know he's produced the goods. Now, I would say if Son's levels that we all know he gets to, the extra training with the father, how good he is at training in and around Tottenham Hotspur, if these professional standards have dropped behind the scenes, then there's a case for dropping him to kick his arse in gear. But Conte reassured us in the press conference before the game, saying Son's standards and everything he was have not dropped. They're still as professional as ever. And someone like Sonny, like we done with Kane last year, and you reap the benefits across 38 games, is just keep playing him through his bad form. You do not drop world-class players. You don't do it. And if you want to say rest them 4 games into the season, if you're looking for a rest after 4 games into the season, what you're doing as a professional footballer, for me, you with Sonny, you stick by the kid. He will come good. He got us a golden goal last year. He pulled us through when every other player wasn't at it under Nuno. He was the only one that stuck to task under both managers. And I've seen this with Kane. And the reason why I get annoyed with it, all I've seen this week, right, is Sanchez has kept the clean sheet for 7.5 hours and people defending the guy. But then in the same breath, Son needs to be dropped. Son needs to be rested. Like, where do we get off?
I didn't say dropped. Just rotation.
You're talking about 2 different levels of players. How are you defending a player? Because in the same team, having an argument about dropping a world-class player, it does not add up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, do you remember, Dave, when Sonny had that 3 really rotten games, even worse than he's doing now? There was the Man United game where he was like a ballerina. Everything was spinning around him and he was falling over a lot. It was like he had ice skates on that day. Then the Middlesbrough game played absolutely dire. And then there was another game after that and everybody was calling for him to... And then suddenly he snapped into action and he scored so many goals. Son will come good because he's lethal in front of goal. He just needs that one goal to go in and he'll get his confidence back in.
But then you look at other managers like the Peps and the Klopps, would they take that? They'd be like, right, look, this guy's come in to take your shirt, earn it again. That's all I'm saying.
Salah's had a massive problem scoring at Liverpool over the last 6.
No, Mane.
No, Salah has had a problem scoring goals.
Salah hasn't scored.
Back end of last season, most of his goals were scored in the first end of last season. He has not been consistent for the last while for Liverpool, but he still plays week in, week out. Even though they've got Jota, even though they've got Ruben Diaz, it's him that plays week in, week out, regardless. People like it's a myth saying, "Oh, Liverpool do it." No, they don't. Salah plays week in, week out, whether he plays well or not. And he's nowhere near. And Liverpool fans, if you watch Liverpool channels, they'll say it. Back end of last season, he was nowhere near as good as he was at the first half of last season.
No.
But he still plays week in, week out. And this is what I'm saying. Pep Guardiola, he plays a lot. He does have his favorites. There are players that play week in, week out under him. If Haaland didn't score for the first game of the Premier League season, you don't hear City fans going, "Oh, drop him," or we need to give him a rest. He's stuck with him and he's getting the rewards of it now. That's what managers do for players. Someone like a Lucas Moura, you dip in and out if they're not performing well. But someone
he's not going to give you the same return.
No. Like you look across the best teams around Europe that have world-class players. Their players will play regardless. They're only rested in like lower rounds of cup games and stuff like that. Or if they've had a massive Champions League game against a massive team during the week and they're playing a relegation team in the Premier League on a weekend, fair enough, they might be rested. But they play their world-class players all the time. That's why they're so good.
I mean, you look at Son, and I will bring Leo in as well in 2 seconds. I just want my quick saying this. I said it early on in this stream. You don't drop your best players. You get your players to play through their bad times. We did it with Harry Kane last season. We did it in the past with other players. How many strikers or players did we buy that weren't good enough, played week in, week out, just to play? It's the old manager sin. You play a player through his bad form. If you drop him or even rotate him, it will then drop his confidence even further down because he's then thinking psychologically, the manager doesn't think I can do it anymore. And I agree, after 4 games, you should not be tired. And I do think the career thing did take it out of him because he had to do a lot of the media, a lot of stuff for Spurs off the field. But like Harry Kane last season, we didn't drop Harry Kane. And look at the season he ended up having. You don't drop Sane or rotate him because Son is one of your best players. You need your best players week in, week out. The only time you would drop Son if he's injured or he's got a potential injury or it's a League Cup game and we're playing Crawley Town away, where you know the players that you bought in the summer for that sort of game can step up and do the business.
If you go into a game without Kane or Son in your starting 11, teams will fancy turning you over. It's that simple. You just give them more reason to come out and play well against you. If you drop Son, all of a sudden their game changed, completely changed. If you drop Kane, their game plan is completely changed. They'll fancy it.
Yeah, I mean, Leo, where you on the Son thing? I mean, I know you probably, I think, a bit like Corey Boy, you want to rotate him, but there's a different side to this argument. I mean, can you see where where the argument is, and has that changed your mind? Or
I can see the argument, but when I was playing,
definitely.
Hang on, Corey. Can I let Leo go first because he has to try, and then I'll come back to you.
I'm definitely a fan of Tottenham Hotspur. I will support the starting 11, whether Sonny's on there or not. This week, I'm guilty of being a person that has said I would love to see the rotation. Not necessarily because of Sonny and, Sonny's form of late does have something to do with it, but I'm more or less really, I wanted to see the rotation. I wanted to see Richarlison. Look, guys, one thing I will say, and Dermot, I'm sorry, after I get done, I have to go. I have to actually take care of my kid now. Her mom's going to go to work. So
okay,
as long as we're not losing because of Sonny, then let's keep him in. I totally understand. I totally get it. We're not going to bench our world class players just because we have another one on the bench. No, I totally understand that. And the last thing I would want is for something like that, because if that would definitely hurt Sonny's feelings. I think he would definitely. That would trigger something else inside of him, you know what I mean, mentally. So, but I still am, I still want to see Richarlison more. excuse me, I think Richarlison adds something that Sonny doesn't for the time being. And that's not a knock on Sonny. It's just, and I've never been one to say let's rest him because he's tired. I don't really think he's tired. This guy makes a lot of money. This is his job. He knows exactly what he was doing. Guys, he was the first one in Korea and probably the last one to leave. So yeah, he's put in a lot of hours extra, but it's nothing that a normal athlete shouldn't be accustomed to. It's something that a normal athlete should not be used to. And I totally see your guys' side of the opinion. I see your guys' side of the argument. Don't drop Sonny, don't drop Sonny. But when you have somebody like Richarlison that's eager to play, that's eager to make a name for himself, that's going to take advantage of the time that he gets. He hasn't gotten a full game. I just think, for argument's sake, I would like to see Richarlison start the game. I would like to see Sonny come off of the bench the time Richarlison did, what was it, the 70th some minute, and then run rampant on these players and then get a goal. Maybe that will help him out. There's different scenarios that could have played out throughout this whole game. One thing I do want to point out, guys, Sonny, there's something going on with Sonny, you guys, on that ball that he had where it was called offside and he was 1v1 with the goalkeeper. He didn't even hit it on target.
Yeah.
That should be at least in the back of the stack, even though it's going to be an offside goal, you guys. That just shows that there is something there. When you have that 1v1 and you're not able to at least put it in the back of the sack. Granted, it was offside, like I said, but that alone would have boosted his confidence.
Leo, I'm telling you, right, Son, he's not really, really, really good on one-on-ones. What he's good at is instinctive goals from outside the box or somewhere where he just snaps it and it's in the back of the net before you even blink.
Yeah.
Right? That's what Sonny's brilliant at. He's an instinctive striker. He plays off the last man and he knows that he can skin him for pace. Right? So when he's got a defender and then he cuts and he curls it in, that's his best way of scoring. And when he's instinctive in front of goal. But when he's on one-on-one, I've seen him lots of times miss, not just today. Lots of times he's hit it into the goalie.
I'll even go out on a limb here and say that I think Sonny has lost a bit of his step. I like I said, I don't like to play. I don't like to be a devil's advocate. I don't like to talk negative about our players. But when I turned 30, I definitely lost a step. I was faster yesterday than I was today, and that's with everybody. That's with Irish. That's with Corey. That's with Dermot. Next day tomorrow, we are going to not be.
I'm 45 and I'm still as fast as I was when I was 18. So I don't know what
you are. God. No, but you guys, it's just. I don't think he's tired.
To be fast.
I don't think he needs a rest. I just like, for example, he had a chance where it was him and Kane and Kulusevski, and we were bombing up the pitch. In my opinion, I think a year or two ago, Sonny tries to deke his opponent. You know what I mean? He tries to get away from his opponent and then go in on goal, because the pass that he made to Kane was the tougher option, if you ask me. I would have thought that he would have just done a little shimmy to get around his defender and be one-on-one with the goalkeeper. That's my opinion. That's the way I see it. And I think a Sonny of last year or yesterday, he definitely would have approached that. But now I think, with everything going on, and then guys, another thing before I go, did you guys see his reaction on the bench? He was pissed off when he got taken off. Of course you're going to be pissed off when you get taken off. That's what I want to see though with Sonny, is him being mad that, damn it, I didn't get a goal. Damn it, I didn't do nothing today. So there's definitely pluses. I'm not saying that Sonny is, I'm not Sonny out. I'm not let's loan Sonny. No. We definitely have to put our arms around Sonny when he needs it. Most of my jerseys are Sonny jerseys because I love the man so much. You know what I mean? It's just I feel that, like,
I disagree that he's slowing down.
It's detrimental.
I disagree.
Guys.
I disagree he's slowing down. Look, I'll be honest. I heard this all with Harry Kane, and I stuck by him, and I would not waver. And Harry Kane, world-class players will always come. Look, class is permanent, form is temporary. Some will come good. I genuinely think the Spurs fan base as a whole are overreacting when it comes to Son. And it's because we've got Richarlison 60 million on the bench. Son had little spells of form like this last season, and it wasn't spoke about. And I just don't get the rush. Why are we in a rush to rotate? Why are we in a rush to rotate? That's going to happen naturally. We've got 16 games between now and the World Cup. 2 games every week. We've got 7 games in 23 days. The rotation is going to happen naturally. We don't have to be in a rush. Just because we've got shiny new toys, it doesn't mean we have to take them out of the box right away. Conte is trusting what got him there last season, and he's waiting for the right moment. And Richarlison knows that's well. Richarlison is not in a rush. Richarlison knew signing for Tottenham Hotspur. I have a lot of work to do to get in ahead of son.
Kane. That's a good point.
He knows that. He's not expecting to we don't need like the rush to drop.
That's why he comes on and puts himself about.
It's going to happen naturally. Just let it happen. We don't need to be panic straight away as soon as one player performs. I get it. We're so desperate to win a league. We're so desperate to win a cup. We want to see the best, sexiest football every week. But sometimes you just got to let things happen naturally. Let nature take its course. There's plenty of time. We're going to get injuries. We're going to get suspensions. There's plenty of time for Richarlison to come in and get his game time. It's not like this is going to be the way it's going to be all season. There's going to be plenty of times for Richarlison to make the name for himself. We don't have to be in such a rush. It's 4 games into the season. We're unbeaten. The old saying is you don't change a winning team. Conte's old school.
That's right.
I'm very reluctant to change it. But when the time is right and nature takes its course, it will be rotated. Richarlison will get plenty of minutes this season.
Sonny played well today. He played well. He did do well. He done a lot of good things. Much more than he did in the other 3 games.
I just want to add one quick thing, Leo. Just one quick thing, and it's something I've been thinking about while you were saying it was great points you were making, Leo. Would Bill Nick never drop Jimmy Greaves when he was in the bad spell? And Jimmy Greaves is our club leading goal scorer and one of the greatest players ever to hit football.
Kane's only 14 away now, Dermot. That's
I know. I am going out. I have got a question for you, Dave, on Harry Kane and Jimmy Greaves. I have got that coming.
He was waiting for Jimmy Greaves to pass away, I think.
Yeah, but he wouldn't drop like Jimmy Greaves or Terry Dyson or Keith Bergsham wouldn't have dropped Ozzy or Ricky. I mean, you look at Ricky. He played awful in the cup final in '81, but he started in the replay and got 2 goals. So. I understand that what you're saying is true and what you're saying is correct, but I think you just need to play him. I think it just needs to think. But look, your opinion is as valid as anybody's, and I say on this channel we do respect everyone's opinion. And you made some really good points, Leo. You really did, brother.
You did.
Look, you guys,
and so did Corey as well.
I was, like I told you guys, I had this today before my match day vlog. I was at the pub when I seen the lineup, and the first thing I did was I got my phone out and I started recording, and I said, look guys, I'm going to swallow my words. I wanted Richarlison to start, but I noticed that Sonny starting, and I said, and I'm going to get behind the boys, because that's what you do as a fan. You know, we could all have our different lusts. That's okay, you know, but at the end of the day, whatever the manager wants and whatever the manager puts out there, I, as a Tottenham Hotspur fan, and behind the lads 100%. So I just want to clarify that. Irish, you made some really good points, bro. You know what I mean? For sure. But yeah, I mean, you know, if Sonny's out there again next against West Ham, then I'm going to support him. I'm going to hope he gets a goal. I'm going to hope he gets 2 assists, you know, because that's what you need to do in these times. I totally agree. And you're right, Irish. When the time comes for Richarlison to have his time, then you know what? I'll be there to support him as well.
No, look,
guys, I actually got to run, you guys, okay? I got to run, you guys.
Do you want to plug your channel very quickly there, Leo? And I'll get your badge up here. And there we go. It's the Mile Hotspur. Take it away, Leo.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm Leo Coyce from Mile High Hotspur. My partner in crime is Parker Duncan. He was going to join some, you know, he's in the chat instead. But you guys go check us out. We're on Mile High Hotspur across all platforms. We are a sister channel here of this wonderful channel, THFC Till I Die. So if you guys support us, you support them. If you support them, you support us. So
I'll drop you a family, dude. You know,
I'll be across later. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Corey. Actually, it was actually really nice to get to talk to you, Corey, Irish Hotspur brother, Parker, as always. Queen Ellie, thank you for having me on, Primatron. So
Leo, God bless
sometimes
you,
responsibilities take and take the wheel, and this fun stuff here has to take a back seat, you guys.
Yeah.
I know that one too well. Single dad.
Leo, God bless you, man, and thank you for coming on.
Big up. Big up. See you guys. Be safe. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, Sonny. I got faith in you, my man. I love you. Come on, Sonny.
Big up, man.
Right. Big up. I just want to add one more thing on the Sonny thing. It's like, I mean, I'm a collector of Marvel stuff, always have been, and I've got some stuff I won't take out the boxes. It's like getting something you've collected for years and you take it out the boxes and it loses value. It's no good to anyone. If you're going to bench Sonny, then his confidence is going to drop. He's going to crash.
But then could it pick his confidence up, though, Dermot? I mean...
No, it depends on the player's mentality. Some players would work like that, but I think with Sonny's our best player. You don't drop Sonny like we didn't drop Harry Kane last year. I guarantee you, by the end of the season, Sonny will be second or third top goal scorer in the league.
The reason
Harry Kane will win the Golden Boot, but Sonny will be top of three. And he probably will push Harry Kane all year to be top club goal scorer. And I guarantee you that. By the end of May, Sonny will be up there.
The reason why I don't think it'll do Sonny any good is because you got to look at his personality. He is a loyal guy. He signed a contract when this club was in the mire, by the way. You know, he's been forever loyal to Tottenham. He's never flirted with any other team. He's always been content at Spurs. And he's been very loyal to Tottenham Hotspur. And someone that's very loyal gets hurt when the loyalty isn't shown back to him through tough times. And I think dropping him, someone like Son, would not do him the world of good. Someone that has reached the top of the game but has an attitude problem, a reality check is what you give them. That's when you drop a player like that and you're saying, whoa, you're too big for your boots here. You know, you've got an ego about you. So you're going to sit on the bench for a couple of weeks and we'll put you back out. But someone that shows loyalty the way Son does, you've got to show it back, because if it doesn't, it's going to hurt him big time.
It will.
Yeah, I can understand that, but sometimes that's the word, I can't get it out of my mouth. Being loyal, sentimental towards a player could also hurt the rest of the players that are there, you know? I'm not saying completely bench him, don't play him. You've gone out and spent 60 million. I still think it's a little bit too much for Richarlison, you know? You've gone out and spent 60 million on a player that's just as equally as good as Son, Kane, Kulu, in Richie. With the shithousery, that's what you need sometimes. I'm not saying that's it, Son's done, get him off, sell him. No, not at all. I love Sonny just like all the rest of the Spurs fans, but there's something not right with Sonny at the moment.
But do you think
maybe...
Do you think Real Madrid's fan base will go after Benzema hasn't scored for 3 games? Do you think they're sitting there going, I know, we've got to drop Benzema? Liverpool fans aren't sitting there going, we've got to drop Salah, even though he's been nowhere near the levels that he's been at before. You know, it's not even a debate in any other fan base, but it is at Tottenham Hotspur. Why?
Is it? I don't understand with our fan base sometimes, because, you know, last night or the other night when I was on, someone did a screen grab of Sava and everyone, and they basically said that spastics and stuff like that. I hate that. That is disgusting. You don't attack someone like that. That is harsh. But as a fan base, we got to start somewhere and start agreeing on some moral or middle ground. You can't attack this person and not attack that person for having equal or opposite opinion on football. Football for me was, I was gifted to play football as a kid, then an injury took me out of it. When I was growing up through the Brighton youth ranks as a goalkeeper, mate, it was rough. I'd have games where I was on fire, nothing was going to go in my net. Luckily enough, I had Adam Lab in front of me and Tommy Elphick, you know, both played for Brighton in the end. Then I went through a patch just after my granddad passed away. You know, I was conceding 2-3 a game. And this is where the coach came over to me. I know you're my top goalkeeper at 14 years old, right? Your mind isn't in the game. You need time to rest, think, recover, get back to the Corey boy, or my name's Darren. Get back to the Darren you was. You know, get back on that pitch. Fight for your jersey, because that kid behind you wants your jersey. You have kept this kid out. He's my nephew. You know, you've kept him out of the team for 4 years and every youth level going up. You have something there as a goalkeeper. And lo and behold, played Palace boys, cruciate lead ligament damage. Come flying off my 6-yard line, caught ball. That's it. My knee was wiped out. Something's not in the right mindset with Sonny at the moment. Maybe the career thing did wipe his mind out a bit. He was doing a lot of press work, not getting a lot of rest. Whereas the rest of the players were doing bits and pieces in there, but got the chance to rest. Why spend 60 million for another proven international player just to sit on the bench? This it's also down to the whole Kane thing. No one wants to play second fiddle to Kane. No one wants to play second fiddle to this player. Blah 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 blah. Just give Son a game's rest. Say, look, lad, there's something not there. Come on, we know everybody loves you. Come on, come sit on the bench just for this one game. This is what Pep does. All the top managers do this. If their players aren't in the right mindset, look, this lad is coming for your shirt. Play. We know you've got it in there. Come on, just fire up. You know, there's something not right there. Something's not firing with Kane and Son. Like a few of the flick-ons today, Kane last season, you know, Kane and Son, that was some of the best I've seen them two play in years, you know. It was telepathic. Today against Nottingham Forest, Kane was doing a flick-on, like thinking Kane was only just behind him, wasn't there? And I was like, last season, you know, those two are busted a nut. Something isn't going on with Son's mindset to really bust that get out of that mud hole at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm not saying completely drop the lad. I'm not saying completely drop the lad. Richarlison, we brought for 60 million. He's coming for one of your boys' shirts, not Kulu or Son's, you know. He can play on all positions up front. You can't replace Kane in that sense with Richarlison. Sonny and Kulu are fantastic players. But you've got another guy biting at the chomp, hungry, wants to prove to us, the fans, now as the new guy on the block, I want to come in. How many more games do you keep going, right, Son, Kulu, Kane? Why isn't this working at the moment?
Well, it's going to happen naturally. The rotation is going to happen naturally now when we're playing 2 games a week. The last few weeks, we've been playing more or less 1 game a week. Now that the games are coming in thick and fast, there will be rotation. But just and another thing, when we speak about Richarlison, we've got to drop talking about the 60 million because every Spurs fan always says, if you want someone, pay the price and go and get him. And that's what Tottenham's done. So we need to drop the price tag when we're talking about Richarlison because they've done what every Spurs fan has always said. Don't go and pay the price. You want them? Go and pay the price. Just because we paid 60 million doesn't mean we have to be in a rush to get him straight into the team. It's going to happen naturally. Conte is a smart guy. It will start happening naturally now that we've got 2 games every week. You'll probably see Richarlison play probably as much as 1 game a week, but the rotation is going to happen naturally. We don't need to do it now while we're still winning games. I get we're not playing the best, but we're still winning games, and that rotation will start to happen naturally now, I think.
Can I just welcome the second most loveliest man on YouTube, Sean. I tell you, no, I'll be honest with you. You.
Sean, don't take that, lad.
I don't think I'm going to tell you. What was it? Loveliest man on YouTube? Was that
the nicest person on YouTube?
I'm not in the top 10. Not in the top 100.
I've had some nice chats with Sean, and I tell you, privately, Sean and Dave as well. Them two have been really great to me. So I've got
lovely though. Lovely. It's not an adjective.
Well, I couldn't think of another word. It just came into. It's been a long day, Sean.
I'm a Brighton lad, by the way.
It's been a long day. I've done the whole watch, and Dave knows it's been a long day. I'm new to this long day stuff, so give me a chance.
You're owning your cross there, Dermot. Exactly. I mean, if I had the time to do it myself, I'd be there. But
Sean, where are you on the Sonny thing? Do you think dropped or rotate or keep playing them to get out his bad form?
It's a tough one, mate. It's a real tough one because I absolutely adore the guy. But I think he's got into his head. He's clearly super sensitive, and I don't think he's used to having someone breathing down his neck. And like I was saying this on a couple of comments I left on I think it was on my channel, maybe someone else's channel. Someone else's WhatsApp group earlier on. I think that like Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has taken the threat of Bissouma coming in and gone onto another level. I think Højbjerg was absolutely brilliant today, and I think he's generally stepped it up. And that's what you really want to see from your players. When you last season for the basically for the entirety of his career at Tottenham, he hasn't had anybody that's been threatening his position. All that he's had to worry about is staying fit and still performing well, because without him, we were in trouble. But Bissouma's come in and skips back from injury, or getting back from injury, and Højbjerg's gone, my place is under threat. I'm going to step up, move on to another level. And I wish that Sonny would take that same mindset to his place potentially being under threat under Richarlison. Obviously, I think something needs to change, right? Today, he didn't look at it again. I thought he looked better in the second half. I thought some of his passing was good in the second half. I thought in the first half he was snatching at things, but in the second half I thought he actually played was playing much better up until he got taken off. And I don't know why he was getting. Someone else told me he wasn't upset with the substitution. He was upset with the offside or something that happened just before his substitution. He was actually angry with the linesman. So I don't know if when we see him like effing and blinding and getting pissed off, it was about him being subbed or what. But look, I think that. On the one hand, nothing changes. I don't think anyone's fallen out of love with Sonny. I think he.
Oh, no one has.
Everyone loves the guy to pieces and wants him to step it on. But at the end of the day, I think just quickly what I'd say is right. Like people that would say you have to stick with him until he stays in, and the other people that would say, let's drop him right now and bring Richarlison in, because Richarlison's looked hungry when he's come on, and there's been kind of meaningful differences in the games when he's come on. I think what we have to remember and recognise, there's like something in psychology or philosophy called like Schrodinger's cat, right? You can't know two outcomes at the same time, so we'll never know if you do drop him. We will never know whether or not we dropped him too soon. Mm. And if you don't drop him, you'll never know what would have happened if you wait 5-6 games until he until he starts pulling the trigger. You'll never know what the opportunity cost was in not having him on the pitch against West Ham, or not having Richarlison on the pitch against West Ham. So you have to shake hands with one outcome and say and hope for the best with it. For me, I think you have to at some point. I think Dave's right in as much as saying that rotation is going to come naturally 2 games a week. I just don't want, if there's one change against West Ham, I don't want the one change to be Sonny, because I think that will really affect him. Like I think he'll tolerate it a little bit more if he's part of 2 or 3 players that get rotated out. Like if Doherty comes in for Emerson, just for rotate and under the rotation guys. If Longley swapped out for Davies under the guise of rotation, or Bissouma for Bentancur, and on top of that, you also see Sonny rotated out. I think then the conversation with Conte and Sonny can be more like, look, it's just time to change, get fresh. It's not just you specifically, but if it's just him
stale
for
at the moment.
Yeah, if it's just him, if it's just Sonny for Richarlison, I think that will hit Sonny really hard, and I don't know how Sonny's going to react to that, and that's a risk, right? You don't know what sort, because he's such a happy guy, such a successful, confident player. But if his confidence is knocked and his happiness is drained, then the damage you might do could be longer term than if you make the change with a bit more with a gentle approach, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I actually totally agree with that, Sean. And it's a different way of looking at it, but I agree with everything you say. Dave, we're now going to go on to your favourite player, Mr. Harry Kane. See the smile coming on your face every time you mention your man's name. Now
he calls me Mr. Lover, by the way.
Huh?
He calls me Mr. Lover, by the way.
Does it? Right, okay.
He rings you up personally, does he?
This is just gone a bit weird, but never mind. Right. He's catching up he's third in the Premier League, catching up Wayne Rooney, Alan Shearer. He's joined now, I think, with Andy Cole. He's catching up also 16 away, you said, from Jimmy Greaves' all-time scoring record at Tottenham Hotspur. Is Harry Kane as good as the great Jimmy Greaves, or is he better?
Numbers speak for itself, Darmo. I mean, look, I think that record will be broken this season. For me, numbers speak for himself. Look, I don't need to sell how great he is. All I will say is, anybody that was saying to me, you need to drop him, you need to sell him, he's past it, blah, 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 blah. You need to take a long look in the mirror. because this guy is absolutely ace. He is the best thing since sliced bread. He scores goals. He always has scored goals since he's come into Tottenham. And for me, I think he's been actually one of the most underappreciated players in England and at Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I'll give you that there, David.
Enough respect for what this guy has done. When you're talking about a day and age where every little minute part of the game is scrutinized by coaches and everything else, compared to when Jimmy Greaves was playing. I'm not saying Jimmy Greaves couldn't be a great player in this era. He could. But you're talking about a day and age where there's a lot more homework done on Harry Kane than what would have been done on Jimmy Greaves at the time, and the guy still smashes in goals. This is a guy that, when he first came on the scene, every other fan base, but Spurs players, were calling this guy a one season wonder. But it's now been 8.
That got under my skin a lot as well.
Sorry, Corey?
That whole one season wonder thing got under my skin a lot. And there's also, I've got a few close personal friends that call Harry Kane 50 pence Kane. And this is what gets me. One of my friends, he's a Palace Man United fan. Another one that calls him it is a Chelsea fan. And another one that joins in with a joke isn't even a football fan. He goes, 50p Kane. I was like, mate, you don't even watch football. Shut up.
Yeah. What did he mean by 50p Kane?
I don't understand it. I don't understand their silly little joke. I think they're just jealous because these teams don't have Harry Kane in their shirt. Especially the Chelsea and the United lab. You know, like especially my friend that supports Palace and Man United. It's like, oh, you live in Brighton, you support Palace. I just want to spit on him, you know. You're a Palace supporter.
What I will say, though, I know Harry Kane probably hasn't played too well today, but he's scoring goals in August, which is something he does not usually do. So that is a huge plus for Harry Kane, the way he's got off to the start of this season. I definitely think Haaland has maybe inspired him to maybe be better, because what I've noticed this season is last season he was always being asked to create, drop deep, get on the ball, and be the one to spray them passes. And then the ball's going out wide and there's nobody in the box, and they're looking at Harry Kane trying to make up the ground or getting into the box late. Whereas if you watch him so far this month, although he hasn't affected the game the way he did last season, he's affecting the game with goals. And the reason why is because he's not the one playing them balls. Someone else is playing a lot of them balls, and he's in the box to be able to get on the end of them. And that's why you're seeing the goal return so far this season. And so for me, I'm absolutely buzzing. Although he's not being the world-class creative playmaker he is, he's the one on the end of things, which I'm absolutely buzzing. We're getting back to Harry Kane.
Then the comparison between Jimmy and Harry is two different eras of football. I weren't alive when Jimmy Greaves was, banging them in. But I know I've watched and studied tape of Jimmy Greaves because my granddad has every Spurs game recorded from when I was a kid. Growing up as a Spurs fan, this is Jimmy Greaves, this is Ozzy Ardiles, This is like, come on. I mean, I've had the history of Tottenham pumped into my system since I was 7. I'm 37 now, 3 decades old Tottenham fan. It's a whole different kettle of fish now from when Jimmy was playing compared to what all these players are playing now on the Premier League. You have sports science, you have coaches for all different things, you have muscle specialists in your squad, in your medical team. I wish that was more around when I was at the Brighton youth team. Medical science wasn't really a big thing when I was playing for Brighton. We were in Division 2. I wasn't playing for Brighton, I was in the youth team, sorry. I'm not going to say, I was a professional. I wasn't. But that kind of stuff wasn't around. And then Wenger brought all that stuff in. And all the other teams started going, maybe there is more to football than just tactics and slapping it up there. There is the sports science of it. There is the diet, nutrition. There is all those things now. Whereas back in that day, players could turn up half pissed, kick 10 barrels of shit at each other. And, there wasn't substitutes for years, and then substitutes were 1 a game, then 2 a game, then 3 a game, and now all of a sudden we can use 5 in this country, whereas the rest of Europe had been able to do that. So comparing Jimmy and Harry, it's 2 different eras for me, and both respected in their eras are the kings of their era. But Kane is...
Harry Kane is better.
Harry Kane's better. He's got pace, vision, and everything. But Jimmy Greaves, just like Kane, can slap him in. Jimmy was there in the era of you need to, forwards were forwards. They were hard bastards, fucking knocking 10 barrels of shit out of keepers, slamming into defenders. Nowadays, it's more players are more technically gifted from the likes of when Jimmy Greaves and that were playing. Okay, take away the Glenn Hoddles and all those players, the special players back in those eras. But then you compare that to nowadays, the players are more technically gifted, apart from Emerson Royale, the guy stealing a living from a professional football player that can actually play football. But those two are the kings of our club, Jimmy Greaves, Harry Kane, they are the kings of our club. When Kane does break it, it's going to happen this year. It's going to happen before Christmas. I'm going to put a tenner on it. It's going to happen 2-3 weeks before Christmas.
Wait,
and World Cup comes in.
How many goals is he away from the record?
16, Dave?
You think he's going to score 15 goals before the end of November?
14.
Yep. 14. It's on 4 already. 4 games.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at his total appearances. Sean, 286 appearances, 187 goals, 100. This is his win-loss thing. 160 wins and 68 losses. I mean,
is that Kane?
Yeah, that's Harry Kane.
All right. I was just trying to figure it out.
That's his appearances this year: 4 appearances, 4 goals, 3 wins. I mean, we know Jimmy Greaves was in a different era, but he could still score goals as good as anybody could. I mean, some of the goals Jimmy Greaves scored were. Some of the things I've seen are out of this world. But Harry
and
Kane,
look at what the ball was back then as well. It was a hard lump of leather.
My ears were burning, boys. I can't take that. Harry Kane better than Jimmy Greaves? No way.
Better all around.
No way. Have you seen Jimmy Greaves' goals?
Yeah.
Harry Kane couldn't score those goals.
Yeah, Jimmy Greaves couldn't do what Harry Kane does.
No, but he
that
could.
Side of the argument as well. Jimmy can't do what Harry did.
He could pass the ball, he could head the ball, he could dribble past the whole of a team. He was fantastic. I would put Harry Kane on the par with him because of all the other attributes he's got. But you can't say he's better because Jimmy Greaves was a living legend. He scored 357 goals. He's the all-time record scorer. Nobody's ever broken it.
I mean, I wasn't saying he is better. I said, is Harry Kane as good as the great Jimmy Greaves?
Yeah, I would say he's as good as an all-round footballer. But Jimmy Greaves, as a pure goal scorer, no one could touch him.
But I think Sean, are we seeing our own version of Jimmy Greaves in this in our time of supporting Tottenham? Are we seeing our version of it?
To be honest, mate, I don't even know what Jim I don't know Tottenham's history back to the 60s. My dad. I asked my dad, and he reckons that different types of players. His hero was Jimmy Greaves. So, whilst he loves Harry Kane, he'd probably say Jimmy Greaves was better. But he's probably got a positivity bias because he grew up, watching Jimmy Greaves. I didn't watch Jimmy Greaves, so I couldn't even tell you more than I've probably seen 10 goal highlights of his. So, wrong person to ask. Do I think Harry Kane's, gonna break all the records? He's probably going to win the record for breaking the most amount of records in a career,
Yeah.
And I do. I think he'll break Alan Shearer's record. He'll beat Jimmy Greaves' record. He'll break every record. And once you've done all that, then it's hard to. Once you are the number 1 record holder for pretty much everything to do with goal scoring, then it's difficult to say that he's not the greatest ever, right? Until then, the debate's there, but I don't really know whether he's better than Jimmy Greaves. I haven't seen enough of Jimmy Greaves.
It's better to compare Jimmy Greaves to Sonny because he was more similar to Sonny, in terms that he could take the ball and run at a player, beat 3 or 4 players and score a goal. That's Jimmy Greaves. He's very instinctive in front of goal as well. He scored a lot of goals.
Very intelligent Jimmy was as well.
But he's a very good. See, he never trained well, but you see, you don't have to train well to be a fantastic striker. You just have to have that.
But back in those days, did the players really train well? Well, like I said, they turned up half drunk, kicked in living shits out of each other.
Steve Perryman did for sure, and Graham Roberts did in the 80s. And before that, we had Joe Kinnear, Phil Bills, Cyril Knowles, Mike England, Dave Mackay. You know, they were all good trainers, all top professionals. And then you had Pat Jennings in goal, the Irishman.
Traitor.
Fantastic.
But
what's worse for you guys as Tottenham fans?
Sorry to just quickly interrupt and change the topic. Have you seen this news about Paul Pogba?
No.
Well, he's retired.
No. Just listen to this. On Saturday, Pogba's brother, Mateus, posted a video claiming that he would expose major revelations about Paul. As a result, Pogba's lawyers released a statement saying that they are in addition to threats and organised extortion attempts against Paul Pogba. So his own brother's trying to extort him. It has now been reported in France. It's now been reported in France that Pogba has told police. I can't speak tonight. I feel so bad. Pogba has told police that he was trapped by childhood friends and 2 hooded men with assault rifles who demanded 13 million euros from him. The report also goes on to claim that Pogba kicked a friend out of his Manchester home for using his credit card to steal 200 grand. Other extraordinary allegations and reported details have also been published in what is clearly a sensitive and difficult situation. This poor bloke, his brother, his friends from childhood, his mate right now, they're all after his money. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that?
Oh, mate, if I was in Pogba's...
Money's the root of all evil.
If I was in Pogba's situation right now, I'd go and find someone, you know, that's got a certain set of skills to go and, you know, get rid of his brother on an accident.
Yeah. I mean,
Apparently.
Go cut his brakes on his car and watch him stack it.
Jay asked a good question. Who was better, Hoddle or Gascoigne? Different players. Different players, but I choose Hoddle all day long.
I'm going to bow out now. I've been on the go nearly 11 hours. And
I just very quickly before you
Lightweight.
go, Dave, you want to... just
24-hour stream, Dave.
We're going to end off soon as well. We're going to round up soon because I know how you feel.
Let's go round and answer Jay's question, Dermot.
No, well, can I just do this? Oh, all right, then, Ellie. I just wanted to get Dave's man of the match and everyone's man of the match.
Oh yeah. Go on.
Oh, Bentancur. I thought Bentancur
the linesman.
Phenomenal today. I think Hoiberg was definitely in for a shout as well. For me, it's got to be one of them two. I know Harry Kane scored 2 goals, but you know, I thought at times he was very poor today. So for me, I would definitely give it to one of the midfielders. But I think
Hoddle and Gascoigne.
I'm not answering. My dad would kill me. I'm not answering.
Okay. Do you want to plug your channel, Dave, quickly, man?
Yeah, look, you guys can find me over at the Irish Hotspur. I mean, if you like what I have to say here, follow me over at the Irish Hotspur and smash the subscribe button. But guys, congratulations on reaching 600. And
thank you.
Onwards and upwards from here. And thanks for having me. But I am absolutely starving. My stomach is speaking to me. So,
Dave, you're a Spurs supporter. Get yourself out of here. I've always wanted to say
Go and eat your food. Go and have your dinner.
Get a kebab.
And chips.
We will put the link in the chat. Where we are going to finish up soon because we have been going at it a long time today, as well as Dave. Who was your man in the match, Shawnee? And I'm sorry if you weren't feeling well for coming on. I didn't realise.
Thanks, Shawnee, for coming on. You're a trooper, man.
No, I just thought I'd swing by. I've been in bed all day long. It was nice to actually watch the game without having to commentate on it. Because when you have to commentate as well,
takes it out of you.
Well, you're busy looking at the comments. You're busy looking at the screen. You're trying to give a good time, and you don't get to watch the game as much as kind of engage with the game as much as you think. When I'm watching it today, it was a nice change. But for me, I thought Højbjerg. I know that Kane gets it because he's scored the 2 goals, same as what Dave said. But for me, I think that Højbjerg. Just listen to these stats just for Højbjerg. Just
my name.
Right, 90 minutes played, 82% pass accuracy, 54 completed from 66, 3 key passes, 100% cross completion. He tried 5 long balls, got 3 of them landed. Dribbled the ball successfully both times that he tried. Ground duels won, 7 from 9. Aerial duels won, 100%. Only lost the ball 12 times. Was fouled 2 times. He made a clearance, blocked shots, 5 interceptions, 2 tackles. The guy was an absolute beast. And
he was everywhere.
He was absolutely brilliant today. He was a proper box-to-box midfielder, doing his bit defensively, doing his bit offensively. I thought he was fantastic. And like I say, I just wish that Bissouma I wish that Sonny would take the same approach. I think Højbjerg's stepping up because he's worried about losing his place to
this is
Bissouma.
what I said earlier, Sean. It's a mentality thing. The guy's coming for your shirt. Why aren't you applying yourself like you did last season?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I love Son to bits. He dragged us through the mud last year when Kane was wanting to pack his bags, when the owners weren't doing their Nuno at the start of it. My God. When we appointed Nuno, I literally went to one of my friends. Before 10 games, he'll be gone.
Yeah, you were right.
I should have slapped a tenner on it. Before the 10th game, he'll be gone. And he was like, "Nah, I'll be here all season. He'll win us the league. Blah blah blah. Give Nuno a chance at what he did at Wolves." I was like, "Yeah, but that's Wolves. We're Tottenham. No disrespect to Wolves, but we have been in the Premier League from day dot."
That's right.
You, Corey, who was your man of the match?
Højbjerg. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I agree.
He was.
I agree with you.
From what I watched, because of little man running amok, his pad died and everything. For the 25 minutes that I got to see, he was unplayable in that centre of the park. Like Sean has said here, he stepped it up. Bissouma's coming. Shit, I now need to apply myself here. Winks is coming back from injury. Shit, I really need to step my game up. I can't be doing what I did last season, knocking it around for 3 games, playing shit, then having a good game, scoring a goal, 3 game shit. He's now stepped it up, and he is the Viking in the middle of our midfield, The guy is a warrior.
That's why I'm named after him.
Ellie,
I love
very
the man.
quickly, who was your man of the match? I know who you're going to say, but...
I gave it to Bentancur earlier.
Yeah, you did.
But having looked at the game again, because I watched the game again from the start when we came off air, I would give it to Højbjerg as well, because he was everywhere. He was challenging. He was in the mix. He was passing. He done a really good run, and he didn't do a bad shot, but it wasn't a brilliant shot. But he was everywhere. He was like a general on the pitch, and like you said, Corey, and you said, Sean, Bissouma's waiting to take his shirt. He's just ready there, so he stepped up his game.
Yeah.
But here's an idea for you.
I don't agree that he had 3 bad games last season and then 2 good ones or 1 good one. He's generally pretty good in every match.
He's been one of our more consistent players,
He's a very consistent player, but he stepped up this season, definitely. I want to see more of him. I don't want to see Bissouma. I want to see Bissouma on the bench, Højbjerg playing with Bentancur.
I'm a bit of a Brighton lad and getting the joys of watching bossy play, man.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that guy not around in Brighton Town Centre now. I've seen that guy buy shopping for people at Asda. the girl didn't have enough, and out of nowhere he goes, "Don't worry, I got this." The girl shopping was 200 quid. He just went, boop. I was like, shit, that's the same. Maybe I should go and grab a TV. I can't afford this, but the guy is a nice guy. But the formation, I feel, really should change. We should do a 3-5-2.
Yeah.
Bissouma, the box-to-box. Højbjerg just behind Bissouma, and then Bentancur doing the dirty work. And then you've got the options to bring on Kane, Kulu, Kane, Son, Kane, Richarlison. And then you've got the 2 rotation all the time there for the 2 strikers.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, I'm looking at our options for the attacking third, and it's literally... We have Kane, Kulu, Son, Richarlison. You can't go for a whole season playing 3 players and then 1 coming off on the bench. You need at least another attacking option coming in here.
Yeah,
we've just got rid of. I've been saying this all window. We need a cam and 2 quality centre backs.
Well, we will be doing that on tomorrow. Shawnee, can you put the link into the private chat so I can get it up there for you?
Yes.
Show? Please.
Spurs Talk Show. Did you hear my game day this morning, Sean?
I did, yeah. I messaged you back. It was very, very good. It was a good one as well.
Yeah, sorry, because I didn't check my messages. After the game was on, I just went incognito.
I just want to say, Corey, thank you for coming on tonight. We've really enjoyed having you on. And maybe do these post-match shows or the watch-alongs, you're welcome to come on anytime you want.
I like coming on this because, with everything that's gone on in like the last year and a half for me, it's really hit me with my mental health. And coming on to shows and watching when the little man's asleep, I love talking Tottenham. I love talking football.
That's it.
And it's really picked up my confidences again. Like I was on Sav's show the other night and saying to him, thank you for letting me on, coming on a few times. It's really built my confidence back up again.
Yeah.
And to come on to shows, the other night, people taking screenshots all over Twitter, these 6 people in here, they're all spastics, blah, blah, blah. I went to a special needs school. And straight away, I'm on Twitter looking for this guy, and then I was like, actually, no, let this guy have his moment in the sun, 5 minutes of fame.
Well,
I'm a dad now.
I had that yesterday, Corey. My eldest daughter's no longer with, had Down syndrome, and somebody used a reference to that yesterday, which I actually did reply and took offence to.
Yeah, I've got a cousin that's got Down syndrome as well, and when I went to special needs school as well, and it hurts me more.
You know what,
cousin,
when people are attacking someone when they don't know them, like that.
So did I, Corey.
It's disgusting.
So, it's done no difference between whatever. So did I. So it doesn't make a difference. It really doesn't make a difference. But look, I've really enjoyed your one tonight, Shawnee. You're a trooper for coming on.
Nice
to meet you, Sean.
And you, Corey. Yeah.
You've got a fan there, Shawnee,
I think
Lisa.
the nicest.
That'll be coming.
We've got 600. I just wanted to pay a little tribute to Sean. Sean has been a big supporter of this channel from day one since I got to know Sean. And I want to thank you, Sean, for all the support and everything you've shown us, as well as Dave and Jack as well, and the Irish Hotspur, who gave me my break, who let me on YouTube.
Top man.
But Sean, you've always supported us. So why
I love you, mate. Love you guys. Love you guys. It's all love. All love.
It is, and thank you. And you as well, Corey.
The kids
Any
do it.
watch-alongs, we'll always get you on. If you want to come on, contact myself or contact Ellie on Twitter.
Yeah.
Either one of us will get back to you, and we'll have you on anytime. Any debates, we'll always have you in mind, Corey. And if you want to come on with the watch-alongs, you're always more than welcome. So,
I can, if my son's not here, if his mum's got him, definitely. I mean, I know we got West Ham in the week. I'm getting him to bed for 6. He's going to bed for 6.
You know what I mean? That's the spammers.
I'm watching that match.
Yeah.
You've got to put the kids to bed for that one.
Right, we're going to, Shawnee, please, everyone get over to Spurs Talk Show. It's a brilliant
Spurs
channel.
Talk Show.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Please, Sean, what have you got coming up, sir? And hopefully you might jump on. We're doing the deadline. You might jump on here if you're not doing anything, because I'd love to get you.
Oh, I'd love to be around for deadline day.
So please plug your channel, so what you got coming up.
Cheers, guys. Yeah, Spurs Talk Show. Like I say, usually I do pre-match shows. I do match watch-alongs. I do lots of morning walks with my dog. Most days, 3 or 4 times a week when I'm up to it. Getting whatever's off my chest. I do it with Adam William Cahill primarily, but we often have guests on. Love all you guys come on. Corey, you're always more than welcome as well. Nice to meet you. Same with obviously, you guys, Dermatron and Queen Ellie. You're always welcome.
Yeah,
and you can. Just I generally, whenever I go live for a watch along, for a stream, I generally just put the StreamYard link in the in the comments. So you're always more than welcome to everyone in the comments as well. Always more than welcome to come and join the conversation.
I just got a cheeky message from my friend that lives in Germany, his older brother that plays for the club. My brother is going to be sending over that kit signed for you just before Christmas.
That's lovely.
Cheers, Luca.
Nice one.
I mean, this is the weird one, like, because we met Yona, his younger brother, through the EF system. So we had Yona for about 2 months.
Right.
And it was fantastic. But like when he first came over, hello, my name is Yona Killian. I was like, at the time I was a big football manager nerd, I was doing a Borussia Dortmund save. I was like, hey God, is your brother? Yeah, come upstairs, look at the computer. Is that your brother? He's like, yeah, it's my brother. And we've been friends with his family now for 6 years.
Nice.
And it's just, I've just got the cheeky message from Yona. Oh yeah, we're going to send the kit over just before Christmas, signed for you, for your
that's
son.
Lovely.
Like, that's amazing. So I'm like, I'm quite chuffed about that. That's why I smiled.
Yeah. Now, Corey, it's been lovely having you on.
Anyway.
And also, please get over to Dave at the Irish Hotspur. The link is in the chat. Let's get.
Oh, I've already watched Dave a lot. And I'm going to go follow Sean as well.
Where's your next target, Sean, on your channel?
Oh yeah, I've just sort of saw in the comments. You hit 600, have you? That's amazing, guys.
Yeah.
We did today.
Yeah.
Where's your next target in your show so we can get you up to your
I'm at
next
3.
target?
I'm at 20. I think I'm about 2880. So I'm about 120 away from 3,000 now.
Yeah, come on. 120 for Sean.
there.
Come on, everybody like and subscribe.
I'm going straight over after the
Sean.
stream's finished, and I'm going to go and subscribe to
Yes,
Sean.
well done, Corey.
And
I like going on all the Tottenham debates and shows.
Get over to the Irish
a lot of
Hotspur
confidence
as
for me.
well. And
Dermatron, tell them about Mickey Hazard as well. Don't forget.
No, we don't know that yet, Ellie.
You know, like if he's going to come on, he might come on.
No, I won't say that yet till I know, Ellie. I don't want to.
All right then, fair enough.
I won't say nothing.
Fair enough. We'll have to get it confirmed.
I've got a feeling I know what's going to happen though.
Yeah. I was trying to keep it as a surprise for everyone.
We won't mention any names, but he sounds like Trick Blizzard, and he might be coming.
The rabbit's out of the hat now.
It was Dickie Bird. That was it. That's the fella, Dickie Bird.
Oh, don't say Dickie Bird. Oh, that was my nickname at primary school.
No.
I got called Dickie Bird.
No. So, all right.
Oh no.
Look, we'll talk about it back screen. But listen, everyone get over to the Irish Hotspur. Everyone get over to Sports Turk Show. I can't even get that out of my mouth.
English.
That's
Wait, Deli Alley.
Deli Alley.
Sounds like the Ralph Wiggum thing. Me tell English? That's impossible.
Spurs Talk Show, everybody.
Yeah.
Was there a 6-hour
It's
stream?
game day.
Was there a 6-hour stream yesterday?
Yeah.
What was Sava?
Yeah, I'm just seeing in the comments.
5 hours. 5 hours with Sava. Then some of us sat around for about 3 hours till 4 o'clock in the morning, just talking after the stream. It's like I've got a couple of the guys' numbers. It's been quite nice the last few weeks, getting to know people through this amazing.
I thought they were talking about
class.
Tottenham away. That one.
Tottenham away. I thought you were talking about Sava's.
Was it on well, I'm sure there wasn't two. Was it on Sava's channel? Was it the 6
Yeah, it was on Sava's. We were sat there. It was Dan. A couple of the other guys are quite regular to Sabbath as well, so it's just quite nice. And then finally, She came on. It wasn't all Levy out, but then I've been a massive Levy out for 20 years. Yeah. Well, but then I could also see the good Levy's done, like getting us the stadium, the training facilities, and everything like that. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Where's the investment in the team?
Well, that is a conversation. I think you're coming on to.
We'll leave that for another time.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
Otherwise, we'll be going for 6 hours.
We will be, and I need to go.
I need some sleep.
Yeah, I'll start tomorrow.
Listen, Ellie, we're back on Wednesday with the Deadline
Day
show and the West Ham watch along. We may be back on Tuesday. I don't know, but we'll let you know. And then we've got the post-match show to the West Ham on Thursday. And then Friday, we're back with the pre-match show. And then we're back with a watch-along for the Fulham game on Saturday. And this time next week, we'll have the Fulham post-match show as well. So we've got plenty coming on.
And for the Fulham game, I'll do the interviews with the fans.
Yeah,
at the
we're
ground.
doing a new feature. Ellie's going to the games and she's going to be interviewing fans at the stadium. And we're going to get live thoughts.
Come down to the Amex then.
Live on the channel. Ellie be interviewing fans, and we're going to get fans' reactions before, during, and after the game. So we're doing a live fan cam, if you know what I mean. But anyway, listen, thank you everyone for watching. I'm now going to get something to eat. 600, 1,000 by Christmas.
Congratulations, guys, on 600. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on,
guys.
come on, you Spurs.
Bye, everybody. See you soon.
Bye-bye, Shawnee. Bye-bye, Corey.